I think it's about time we get the party started. The music's already going. How anyone could, well, actually, I was about to ask how could anyone have a peaceful therapy session with super loud club music going on right below you, but honestly, with the way that this music is, I probably could. It's just soft enough, but it's got a nice beat. Hi, y'all. Hope everyone's doing well. Been a bit since we had some vampire in, but I made sure to get us back to where the demo ended. So we can just leave right off. Continuous bassy music is quite relaxing. Indeed it is, Swift. Hello. There's just something, like, I like sleeping to lo-fi music. Like, I've been listening to Lo-Fi Girl, just, like, when it's like, alright, time for bed, just turn on YouTube, face down on the floor, like, plugged in and everything, and just be like, sleep. But basically wouldn't be too bad either. But again, it has to be really soft. If it's too loud, then it just thumps you too much. You know, like a car driving down the road nearby and it's got the bass turned way up and you just feel like your whole chest go boom, boom, boom. Nah, I'm good. But anyways, as a reminder of what happened in the demo, however long ago that was, we are Sam, I think voiced by Matt Mercer. We're a cowboy vampire, and now we're also a therapist. This is Andromahos, aka Andy. He's our friend. And we've done 2 therapy sessions at this point. One with a guy who believes he needs to save the world, or at least save vampires with synthetic blood, and now he's hooked on a drug. And then the woman who saw Rise of the Skywalkers and decided that humanity wasn't worth it anymore. And she's not entirely wrong about that part, but, you know, we're working on it. But anyways, this is the end of our second session.
You kidding? That lady straight up hates my guts.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Hi, Delphi.
Guts, she would not be shy about telling you so.
That I believe.
Hope everyone's doing well this weekend.
Older we get, the harder it is to gain a different perspective. Have patience. We are not all as wise as Samuel Walls.
Guess it's just that simpleton's wisdom, as the Signora called it.
Do not adopt her labels, Samuel. I will not stand for it.
Andromahos is such a bro. He's such a good dude. I needed someone like Andromahos in my life. Like, not just for this, but also, he's also rich as fuck and incredibly kind. Was he always that way? No. But he is now, and that's what matters.
I know she was a challenge, but you rose to it as I knew you would. I think you deserve a night of hard drinking. What do you say?
You don't need to tell me twice. All right, Andy. I'll see you later then.
Indeed, Samuel. Enjoy yourself. Excellent work tonight. Rest in peace.
It's a little vampire humor for you there.
Dang, I think that's enough abuse for one night. I could use a drink and a quiet night.
It's Monday morning. You just woke up and you feel like you had a... I'm very curious what the word is that you're thinking of. Anyways, it's time for everyone's favorite character again.
Hey, cowboy. Why the long face?
Hi, Crimson. Everyone loves you. But you already know that. You have that confidence.
I used to say the same thing to my princess.
Your daughter.
My horse, actually. She never really understood the joke, but I still like telling it to her.
You didn't answer my question, Gunslinger. What's got you down?
Oh, I just finished up with my second client. She gave me a tongue lashing to remember her by. You ever talk to someone who's so educated and refined that they make you feel like a space alien?
Only everyone I ever met in law school. At least until I learned to speak their language.
She really is the best in so many ways.
You're a lawyer?
Was, and no, I wasn't the blood-sucking kind, before you start with the vampire jokes. Just a wide-eyed DC do-gooder. But I get what you're talking about. People can use language like a membership card. You don't speak the lingo, you don't get in.
me looking at the kids on TikTok.
Well, that's just what I mean. I just ain't sure I've got the lingo for a 500-year-old high society Renaissance woman.
Well, how do you think your session went? Think she heard you?
Yeah, from what I remember, a little bit, maybe.
Well, she did say that I'd given her some stuff to think about. And to tell the truth, she seemed kind of embarrassed about that.
So what? If she heard you, I'd take the W, cowboy.
Take the W? What, the wagon?
Sam is, despite, living around humans still for the past, let's see here, he's been 100, let's see here, he's been around for like 200 years. He spent the first 100 just walking around, really. 150. He's been at least like the last 50 years still around people. Not that you would guess that by looking at him, but still.
The win, Gramps. Maybe she isn't gonna relate to you, but that doesn't mean she can't hear you.
Oh, you're probably right. I guess I'll take the W. And while you're at it, I'll take some B too. That's blood, see?
Le Petit Mort, but that's for something different. That sounds familiar. I feel like I should know what that means. I know Le Petit is like the little, but I don't know what Mort is. Still don't know what you're trying to say, but you know what? We're good to. It's happy to have you here, Delphi.
What are you in the mood for? Men? Women? Something a little more off the beaten path?
I think I'll have some takeaway tonight. What have you got?
Here, try this. Should put some color in those cheeks.
You really ain't squeamish, huh, Crimson?
Nah, healthy blood never hurt anyone. I've been hanging around vampires for 20 years, and they aren't so scary.
They're just as messed up as everyone else. And sometimes just as nice.
Not even Bert.
What, that old pointy-eared teddy bear? He's a total sweetheart, unless someone gets aggressive or touchy with the customers.
You know what? She makes a good point. Everyone also loves Bert. I hope we get to see him again soon.
What does he do then?
Sleep apnea? Ooh, yeah. That can be a pain. I hope you feeling better soon.
They get a stern warning.
And if they don't listen?
Why, then he eats them.
Well, maybe he is a teddy bear. I met Teddy Roosevelt back in the night, and I'm pretty sure he would have done the same thing. Speaking of which, I gotta thirst something fierce. I think I'll head back to my coffin for a little rest. But you have a good night, Crimson.
You too, Sam. Don't let the Draculas bite.
Time to crack open a warm one. That's the good stuff. Now, maybe I can find a quote from one of my favorite books that'll help give me a little inspiration. Or I could watch the Three Stooges hit each other a whole bunch.
We could watch the Three Stooges.
Or I could just go to sleep. What's it gonna be, Sammy boy?
I kind of want to watch. Do we want to watch the Three Stooges for like 10? Okay, here's full disclosure. When I was getting this ready a while back, I actually clicked watch the Three Stooges. It straight up legitimately plays an episode of the Three Stooges on the TV there. It's really small, but it's kind of, and it's just like plays it from beginning to end. Like, it's kind of really silly, but I feel like we don't have time for that. We can always watch Three Stooges later.
Is to be always on the alert, to find God in nature, to know his lurking places. I always like that quote. I ain't a God-fearing kind, but it's true.
They're in the public domain. I'm sure they are at this point.
World if you know where to look.
But also, it'll take forever just to even get to the first joke. We ain't got that kind of time. Maybe we'll watch some Three Stooges later.
Isabella D'Este's all culture and breeding, but underneath, she's got her vulnerable and beautiful humanity too. I just gotta remember that. All right, that's enough for one night. Time for some rest. I hope my next client will be a little easier.
When was the Three Stooges? Because I remember watching that every now and then growing up, but even then they were kind of old.
Samuel, good evening. I am glad to see you looking so fresh and well slept.
Uh-oh, something tells me I'm
30s
in
to
for it tonight.
50s? Yeah, that sounds about right.
The truth is seldom unseen by you, my friend. Tonight, you face perhaps one of the most difficult challenges a therapist can face. The fact that you may not be able to help everyone.
Are you purposely giving me a lost cause? Abbott and Costello around the same time?
In
Yeah, that
truth,
also tracks.
I have failed to help clients with this particular disposition many times.
The thing is, it's always... I occasionally go back just to quickly watch Who's on First because it's always so funny. It's a fucking timeless joke.
Hey, I'm new at this. You're nigh on 3,000 years old. If you can't help him, how can I?
It is not guaranteed that we can help every client. To think we are powerless to help any is a cognitive distortion itself. I believe you know it.
Oh.
Yeah, all right. Control fallacy, I know. I can help some folk.
That's right. Here, take a look at this case file.
Theater feller, huh? I've known a few of them in my time. They can be a little, self-absorbed.
Edmund Kean, age 237. He's British. Uh-oh. Edmund Kean was a highly influential Shakespearean stage actor during the Georgian period, credited with more personal interpretations of character as opposed to pantomime performances. Which is, I like that, that's pretty good. He lived a tumultuous life on stage, dealing with alcoholism, sex scandals, and entitled behavior. What do you mean helped with this one? He wishes to return to the stage, but expresses great anger at critics who might review him poorly. He demands respect as the greatest actor the world has ever seen, whatever, same thing. Hey, I'm sorry to tell you this, not everyone's gonna like ya. Like, that's just kind of life.
He's looking for therapy because people don't like him, it says?
And technically it says he's looking for therapy because he's worried people won't like him.
He is one of the most revered actors in all of history.
I see, because it's acting, I get you.
So he might have a few cognitive distortions.
A few. He may not recognize them, Samuel, but all you can do is present reality to him. He comes. Remember, I will give you whatever advice I can. Good luck, my friend.
Goodbye,
I'm
Andy.
up to this.
Hopefully you'll have a nice rest while I'm doing this. But
What is this vampire I see before me?
oh, this is gonna be fun.
I'm Sam Walls. I'm your new therapist.
Your dress, your bearing, your hat. You also are forgotten by time.
Okay, cool. So, okay, we've connected real fast. Cool.
Oh, how fortuitous! A kindred spirit, perhaps. A therapist should know pain, I say. Most excellent.
Oh boy.
Tarnation. Can't get a break with this here hat of mine.
No, it's perfect. Do not change a single thing. It gives me faith. Faith, my dear vampire, that you can help me.
I'm gonna do everything I can. I promise you that, amigo.
Do not do so lightly. Darkness dwells within my damned soul. You journey into my pain at your peril, and I cannot be your Virgil.
Okay, so he's a little bit melodramatic.
You're who now? Anyway, you wrote in your intake form that you're here because...
You're confused about your sexuality. No, I don't think he is. Your dressing room's too small. Also highly doubt that. I'm sure he has the biggest one around.
mortals don't appreciate you, you said.
Indeed, and I fear they cannot. They must die to appreciate life.
Please
As
don't.
mortals, they cannot ask the immortal questions. What is life for us who do not live? Why are we here? Why do we continue? What do we do when death has no meaning?
Pretend, if death has no meaning, then just pretend that you're still living. Just live. Did I win? Do I get a prize?
And what a piece of work is Vampire! How noble in stature, how infinite in life!
Let's just cut him off
All
from
right, that's enough of that. Before we answer the question of why we're all here, why are you here? Well, that is, what exactly drove you to me, partner?
Oh, that. Well, a pustule of a theatre historian I recently seduced and killed sprang the seeds of doubt in mine corpus.
Hold on, can you repeat that sentence for me? You seduced and okay.
He was writing a biography of the great Edmund Kean, and I thought mayhap that I would favor him with a secret or two.
The fact that you killed him after seducing him tells me probably that conversation didn't go well.
He said my acting style would now be considered archaic. Though I drank him to the last, I fear his cruel barb was sharper than my fangs.
Okay, now the question becomes, Sam Walls, are we just gonna ignore that happened, or is that actually gonna be important?
This embossed carbuncle of corrupted blood caused me to doubt myself.
Sir, your eyes look like they're about to bulge right out of your head. Are you okay? I mean, you're here, so probably not, but...
Are all men such fools? Will I ever find my audience again? Or did they die long, long ago?
Look, people still appreciate the classics. Hell, we were literally just talking about the Three Stooges. That kind of thing is archaic by this point, sort of, a little bit.
Help me purge these
people still love
mortal
it.
concerns from my mind, dear man.
We're always gonna have doubts, compadre. That's normal. But I think I can help you see things a little differently. So, he said your acting's out of date. Why don't you just tell me why it bothered you so much?
Because it's simply not possible. Acting became a noble craft entirely because of me. In truth, I am perfect.
Sorry, fella, I gotta stop you for a second there. You really saying you're perfect?
Oh, not at all. I'm not a narcissist. I believe I would find myself quite inept at, say, street cleaning or dishwashing.
Wow.
But as
Okay.
far as acting is concerned, yes. If an actor be assessed, you would assess him on the scale of Edmund Kean.
A name that I never heard until today.
Oh, come on. You ain't ever forgotten a line?
I suppose, on occasion, a line has left me due to circumstances beyond my control.
Ah, I see. You're saying that I'm amazing and anything I do wrong is not my fault. I didn't do it.
But that is the fault of alcohol, not of Edmund Kean.
Oh,
So
okay.
in those times you were drinking, you might not have been perfect. And the acting world kept on turning.
Oh, come now. I was clearly exercising some dramatic license. It is not so black and white.
I mean, good that you know that. I literally.
Well,
Okay.
that's exactly what I was trying to say. But keep talking. We got some more stuff to sort out.
Oh, there are celebrated actors in these times, yes. But any success they have is due to my beating the path for them to follow.
Would that be disqualifying the positive or a control fallacy? Nope.
This is a special client. Remember that his distortions can be about others, not just himself.
Ah, okay. Okay, so I was right the
There are
first time.
Oh, wait a minute. You're saying that every actor's success comes straight from you?
Of course. Even the greatest among my art would have been consigned to obscurity had it not been for my advancements.
Every single one of them ain't had nothing of their own to give to the theater?
Well, I suppose one or two actors in the last 300 years have impressed me.
Well, don't you think they deserve their own success?
I suppose mortals are owed their 15 minutes of fame. One must have some pity for them. We are not monsters.
Says the man who killed and drank dry a man the other day just because you had anxiety or a self-confidence issue? I don't know. Sam doesn't really seem to care about that part, though. He's like, yeah, okay, you murdered a guy. We're not here about that.
But the actors of modern times, they are shallow, beggarly parrots. Parrots who screech the lines, but do they know them? Do they feel as we feel?
I mean, maybe not all of them, but I've seen some actors.
So you're saying modern actors are parrots?
Indeed, they are only mimics, and thus no better than a well-trained bird.
You don't think they're actually birds, do you?
My dear boy, they live such short lives. What else can they do but ape the words and actions of their forebears?
But when you call them birds, you're just labeling them that. You ain't giving them a fair shot.
Oh, come now. I was clearly employing a little dramatic license.
But we're here to talk about truth, all right, compadre?
It is my gentle direction that takes the craft to higher echelons, and mine alone. Acting does not evolve without me.
You're saying only you can change the course of acting?
It is demonstrably true. There is acting before Edmund Kean, and there is acting after Edmund Kean.
Wow, I feel like... Okay, look, like, the last lady that we saw, like, she was kind of intense and thinking about trying to save the world through art and all that. I feel like you've taken it to a whole nother level.
But there's so many types of acting out there. I mean, I remember when vaudeville came out, but I don't think you had anything to do with that.
Vaudeville? Oh, like so many American arts, an art of the grotesque. You plunge a dagger into the heart of subtlety.
So you didn't have nothing to do with vaudeville?
Oh, devils below, no.
I mean, you got a little control fallacy, hombre. Mortals got wills of their own.
Indeed. I suppose I don't want any responsibility for the things the Americans create anyway.
I mean, well, to some degree, I kind of agree with him. That's fine. That's fair. So be like, yeah, we don't have anything to do with that. We're just gonna leave that one off to the side, let them do their own thing.
These critics should honor me, as is my due.
But you're saying critics should honor you. Well, what happens if they don't?
Then they are not doing their jobs properly. I do not ask for their laudations without cause, but if a so-called critic does not recognize my contributions to the theater, what do they know of the theater?
Maybe they just got different taste.
Uneducated taste, perhaps.
If they are just uneducated, why should they appreciate you?
An interesting point. I suppose I cannot blame them.
Exactly. Once again, I come back around to, I don't know your name. I don't know your shit. I don't know your life. Maybe you were good. I don't know. So are these people.
Thou fiend! You
I'm
are cruel
uneducated.
indeed to beat a man when he is at his most vulnerable.
Isn't that what therapy is?
I am here so you may help me cope with a world that has gone mad. Not so you might attack my every word.
I'm doing no such thing. All I'm doing is pointing out your reality. If we're gonna cope, we gotta be honest about the world.
And I say that you are a villain. I come to you in desperate need, and you respond by mocking my desperation. Why would you do this to me? Do you not know what pain I am experiencing? Do you not know that I, as an actor, feel every sling and arrow more keenly?
Something tells me this is the kind of actor that would just punch it. Well, no, he did kill a critic, so never mind. I'm about to call him like a critic puncher, but he's more of a critic killer. It's like anyone who says, Edmund, you did a great job, good one. Hey, can you do the lines like next time? Can you like maybe do this just a little bit differently? It's like, you dare doubt me? And then he kills them, and then they're dead. And he just keeps on doing the same thing, and then someone else says it like 20 years later, and he's like, you dare doubt me? And the cycle just kind of repeats.
Art thou a therapist or a murderer that you would push me so to the brink? Do you want me to commit suicide?
His entire self-worth has been built around the opinion of others. You make a wonderful point. That's actually very much exactly what's happening here. Is he needs everyone around him to constantly. It's not that he's singing his own praises, it's that he needs everyone to sing his praises.
I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to hurt you. I want to help everyone who comes to me.
Samuel, a moment, please.
Now Sam's starting to panic. It's like, nope, you're fine. He's acting out.
Andy, I got a real problem here. I think I'm not cut out for this work. This fella's right. Why am I attacking him when I should be helping?
First of all, should statement. You will do what you will do, and that is all, Samuel. But look at the candles. What do you see?
The candles? Oh, they seem fine to me.
Look at the flames.
Wait a minute. They're getting higher, ain't they? What the hell's going on?
Your client is very powerful. He has his own unique skills earned through the ages.
Uh-oh. Is this where we're just gonna start getting into some more, hey, in the middle of your therapy sessions, maybe some weird vampire shit's gonna happen and you gotta be careful.
His skill in gaslighting is so intense that it affects the world around him.
I get it. That's... Something about that joke feels real stupid. He's such an intense gaslighter, he's just throwing gas onto everything around him.
He is altering reality to fit his distortions. Be watchful, Samuel. Do not let him.
How do I stop it?
Be persistent, and above all, be honest. He does not control your reality.
I await your apology, sir.
Easy, boy, easy. Get down, calm down.
I wasn't trying to rile you up none.
Yet I bared my undead soul to you, and you treated me like a pincushion with your sharp pricks.
Pricks ain't got nothing to do with this, Edmund.
And now you seek to proposition me? Of course, it always goes
Wait.
like this.
Wait, hold on. Was that a sex thing?
To you I am a void, nay, a whore, to use as you please.
With you? Pass. Pass.
Well, you are all alike, I say. Go on then, use me.
You are losing him, Samuel. It is time to remember what makes you special. You are not just a therapist, and you are not just a vampire. He is afraid, but you will conquer his fear.
You didn't say the Andy. You didn't say the last line. Andy, you missed some words, like 4 words right there. Okay.
I don't have anything to apologize for. All I did was point out some truths in the things you were saying. Now, if that makes you angry, fella, I don't know what to tell you.
You wound me, but I am strong. I persist. I fight.
I can
know my worth,
breathe.
sir. I have fought and died for my art. I shall take my business elsewhere, and Vampire Society shall hear of your quackery.
Stop him, Samuel. It is not anger, but fear that drives him. Show him he has nothing to fear from you.
Really? It was this one? This one feels like so... What's the word I'm thinking of? Diminishing? Like, it feels like I'm talking to a dog.
Easy, boy, easy.
Y'all heard that too, right? I'm not losing my mind? Okay, good.
I shall not go easy. I shall not.
Ain't nobody gonna hurt you. There's a good vampire.
I can see. Okay, so the sprites are like this, but I just imagine Sam went up to him and just like patting him on the head, and like doing like you would a horse, like petting his hair and all that. It's like there's a good vampire.
A good vampire? What on hell?
You're safe now. Ain't nobody here to hurt you or make you feel bad.
But
I'm your buddy. That's us. We're just buddies, ain't we?
buddies? Yes. A friend. A friend. A friend who wishes to help me.
You feeling better there, compadre?
I mean, no. As I was saying, I was like, no. Okay, that would calm me down.
I must confess that I am, though I scarcely understand how.
Hey, well, that's just great. I want this to be a comfortable place for you.
Yes. Yes, I do believe you. After all, your profession is in many ways similar to acting.
Is it?
It is no wonder that we find common ground.
You know what? I'm just gonna say yes and nod along, and we're just gonna keep this conversation going.
How is therapy like acting?
Oh, you just straight up
It is
asked
the
me.
exploration of the soul, is it not? A journey into pain and truth.
Yeah, okay.
We see those pains and truths and reflect them onto the cruel world.
I ain't sure I quite see it like that, but it's true that reflecting is important. Kind of funny when we can't look in a mirror, huh?
One of death's cruel ironies. Thus must we see our reflections in the mortal audience instead.
You care a lot about what the mortals think about you.
Of course I do. Why should I give a fig about what we dusty old folk think, eh? Most of us are stuck in our relative pasts, if you'll pardon the offense.
Considering I'm still dressed up the same as I did the day I died, in fact, I'm pretty sure I still have a bullet hole in here somewhere. Maybe 3. No offense taken.
But all them folks die. You're what, 300 years old?
Don't remind me. Yes, they die, but I cannot. I must not. If I do not exist in their hearts, there is only the purgatory
Because
of
we're also
oblivion.
immortal. They can never die. If I do not exist in their hearts... Oh, wait, no.
You cannot, you must not. You're talking like there's only one future.
For me there is only one future, save oblivion.
Come on now, that's a little extreme.
'Tis not so. What else have I but the stage?
Well, that's a fine question. I'll tell you what, though, compadre, you are more than the stage. What if theater just didn't exist?
Perish the thought. Perish it with all due enmity. Unlike some vampires, I am not some blood-guzzling parasite who will idly sit and wait as the world turns.
You calling most of our kind parasites?
I mean...
I am, for that is what we are, if we are nothing else.
All right, let's just forget the part where you're insulting other vampires, myself included.
He's like, you know what? I feel a little bit insulted, but it's just moving along.
If you say that you're a parasite if you don't do something, you're gonna be scared as hell of not doing that thing.
You need... Oh, he needs a hobby. Sir, you need a hobby outside of the stage? What would be a good hobby for this? You know what? I think you should take up painting. I think that would fit your... whatever. You know what? I have an idea. We'll get you a laptop, and we'll get you a little, like, one of those, like, very simple drawing pads. Just have fun. Just doodle. Just do whatever. Or I'll get you a pen and paper, whichever you prefer.
As an immortal, I aim for loftier goals.
Can you hit those goals if you're busy being afraid of turning into a parasite?
Ah, but your humble speech does belie the true wisdom beneath. I am indeed cruel to myself. I died for the stage, so I should live for it as well.
Well, why should you live for the stage?
What was my death worth if the stage does not matter?
But it's only you who's saying your death ain't worth something. Your shoulds are fatal. Ain't that a lot of pressure?
I mean, maybe. But here's the thing. Well, what's funny is, to be fair, Sam used a computer to get here. Because he had to send V-mails to Andy. That being said, Andy doesn't know how to use a computer. It was probably Crimson. And Dramajos is stuck using a typewriter. Despite Crimson trying her best.
Perhaps. Though one might argue that all great actors must be forged in fire.
That sounds painful. He's not dramatic, that's true. But here's the thing. If you give him, first of all, you're right, we do need to be careful about giving him technology, otherwise he might end up on TikTok. But that'll just be, more of what he's already doing. I want him to do something that's not acting. Hi, Punisher. I want him to just like draw. You can put your feelings to pen and paper. Or write. Writing's good. Have you ever thought about being a screenwriter? Or a playwright or whatever? Instead of an actor. Like, doing something outside of that.
But is acting really the most important thing in the world?
I shall assume that you jest. Vampire society's of no use to me. We are so few, and I cannot have an adoring crowd without a crowd.
Vampires ain't got nothing to offer you.
Nothing they can give, no. Vampires do not understand the avant-garde.
Oh, Gunpla? Gunpla would be fun. I feel like it would take him, I feel like an SD would take him days. And maybe he'll enjoy it, who knows.
Vampires have a lot to give. We got time to understand things mortals just can't. I think you're disqualifying the positive things about us vampires.
Oh, perhaps. But an understanding of the stage is not one of them. You know, I see what you are doing. The motivations of man are well known to me through my art.
And what am I doing?
You are mocking me, undermining
we're back
me,
to this.
causing me to doubt myself. I know thy purpose, wretch.
Do we need to go back to the horse pets?
This therapy business is all a ruse. You would lay me low and claim dominion over me.
All I'm trying to do is help you, friend. Reality's a lot easier to deal with when you can accept it for what it is.
So now you doubt my sanity. Is there no end to your japes and jabs?
I think there's a little bit of a communication issue here. I feel like our words are not really meshing properly.
I shall not break. Oh, you shall see. The tides of cruel seas will crash upon me, but I do not wither. I know thy game, trickster. You wish to keep me in your debt. The more I doubt myself, the more you take from me. You think you are clever, but thy tongue outvenoms all the worms of the Nile. Well, what have you to say for yourself? Speak, that I might hear thy bile.
Tell him you do this for free. Yeah, probably not gonna be helpful. Tell him you aren't a trickster. That's exactly what a trickster would say. Tame him like a wild... I feel like there are... Look. We all know this isn't what it sounds like. But it certainly sounds like that.
Easy there.
Gotta just treat him like a horse. Let's go.
What?
I know you're upset and you're scared. I ain't gonna hurt you.
As massive insults? Yeah, absolutely. Hi, Maya. W. Anyways. Repo's fun. It's so silly. Repo's fun. Give him the Kingdom Death Box, a screaming antelope.
But you want to hurt me.
Good vampire. Ain't you sweet? Yeah, it's all right.
You really don't want to hurt me. You'll keep me safe.
We're safe. Ain't no place safer than right here. We're friends. That's right. You're my buddy now. Just my pal Eddie.
In truth, I am oft left bereft of friendship. Our kind can be difficult.
You mean vampires?
No, actors. But to sense one is not alone in all the world is a feeling to be cherished.
Once again, you can't have your entire life be this one thing that is your job, your hobby, your love, your life. You'll have to see next time. I hope so too, Maya. I hope you get to enjoy it. What was I saying? You gotta have life outside of that thing.
You ain't alone, I promise you. Whatever bad stuff we're living, someone else has lived it already.
'Tis so. Many geniuses were unappreciated in their time, with wonders of their craft consigned to history's dusty
I feel like
pages.
part of what's happening as well is, I don't know if it's bipolar or whatever, because I'm not a doctor and I can't diagnose things, but it feels like a situation that's happened to me sometimes where it's just like, oh, the anxiety builds and then it hit, and it's like, you can hold it down for a little bit, then you pass a certain threshold and it just explodes. And that's kind of what's happening here, is he's just kind of, it's all just pouring out all at once. As opposed to, it's like, okay, it seems like I'm keeping it bottled up. Oh, I'm bottling it? Oh, it just exploded. Now I'm going to be mad at you.
Even the bard himself did struggle. There is some comfort in that.
Common nocturnality. We all got the same needs, man. Blood, safety, and sex.
Okay, one of those things isn't a need, but okay. I understand your point.
Indeed. I, too, am akin to the doomed Achilles, though my sore spot lies not so low, but twixt stem and stern.
Tain't my place to comment.
Oh, it seems the spot is no secret to you after all.
Maybe we can talk about that some more in your next session. I think you did pretty dang well today.
Oh my god, that's fucking silly. That's ridiculous.
Yes. Yes, I suppose I did. I am rather good at therapy, aren't I?
Oh my god.
If you're here and wanting to get better, yeah, I'd say that makes you pretty good at therapy.
Well, one mustn't rest on one's laurels, must one?
That's right, Eddie. Okay, I'll see you in a few weeks then.
Aye, we shall vanquish my demons together. I cannot tarry. The stage awaits.
Once again, I think writing or drawing would be good for you.
Dang, what the hell was that?
One of the darker malignancies of the mind, dear Samuel.
You sure I'm up to this?
You were masterful, Samuel. You were able to take your knowledge about cognitive distortions and turn their definitions outward.
Like, I feel like he could write a pretty cool story about fighting your own literal demons. Or metaphorical. Same thing.
And we must speak
Metaphor-
about this equine ability of yours in your next session.
You have a special gift with horses, Sam. Congratulations. You even have it right here on your journal.
Oh, that. Yeah, I learned a lot about myself through my horse.
Save it for our next session. Rest, Samuel. You have faced a great danger. Now it is time to drink and be merry with the Goths.
Oh, not sure I'd call them merry, but they know how to cut loose. All right, Andy, I'll see you later.
Good night, Samuel. Rest in peace.
To be fair, if I was undead, I would probably also say some version
My
of rest.
friends are my power.
Exactly, that's exactly what's happening here with Sam. Is
Experiences of
this
life.
too loud? I was afraid. Then turn that down a little bit. There we go. That's better.
I probably want to forget that. I should go talk to Crimson.
If it isn't Sammy the Kid, drop that butt down. Got a shot prepared for you.
How many of these do you have lined up? Like, the moment you saw me, did you just start writing down ideas for nicknames? I know that there's a million of them.
Well, thanks, Crimson. What is that? Bloody Mary?
No, a bloody Steve.
Of course it is. How's the crowd tonight?
You know, it's funny. They're a little on the weird side tonight. Must be a full moon out.
Question: do werewolves exist in this universe? Please say yes.
Oh, you ain't kidding. I just had my first therapy session with the strangest fella I ever met, the actor type. Used to be an international celebrity back when I was alive. Seems like fame's a nasty drug.
Like Andy says, people are people. Doesn't matter what era they're from. Feeling good about your session, though?
He was pretty confrontational, but he was happy to talk about himself at least.
Death and Gus.
Andy says the real clients to worry about are the ones who've got
Okay, see, now I need to know what you're talking about. Like, how is his... Because, like, Slenderman's just got a basic suit on. So what kind of style does this guy got in Kingdom Death?
I get that. Being a human isn't easy. You gotta be pretty damn privileged to have no problems at all.
Yeah.
Well, this fella definitely has plenty of problems. I think he'll be keeping me busy.
It's a big world out there, cowboy. Full of vampires with no self-awareness.
Full of humans with no self-awareness, too.
Well, ain't that the truth? Well, here's to change then.
To change.
You, drinking Andy's blood there?
Andy's? Nuh-uh, this is a plain old mortal drink. You think anyone would want to drink that man's blood from a bottle when they can get it straight from the source?
I suppose they wouldn't.
I'm not proud to drink blood, Sam. Wouldn't be doing it out here.
I didn't mean to cause offense, ma'am.
Not your fault. I guess I shouldn't be offended.
Who's telling you that you shouldn't be offended, Crimson? I know this blood drinking stuff is complicated.
Aha! We're turning our therapy stuff on you. I hope that's okay.
Damn right it is. Look, I have customers to deal with, but let me give you some advice, Buffalo Bill. No therapy in here.
Okay, never mind. Sorry.
What happens at Eminard happens with consent. Got it?
All right, that's fair, and my sincere apologies. It won't happen
Yes,
again.
the bonk for Sam. Very important.
That's right.
Oh, dang it. I've gone and made myself unwelcome. I better get out of Crimson's way.
You.
Okay, you look interesting. That's a lot of eyeballs. Panoptobella. Well, this is going to be interesting.
Huh? Do I know you?
I know you. I've been watching you, vampire.
All right, you got me. Pretty sure I'm supposed to be keeping this stuff a secret, though.
Not in here. But you wouldn't be able to keep the secret from me anyway. I see everything.
Yeah, once again, how many eyeballs you got there? 1, 2, including your normal ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, maybe? Oh, 15. Forgot about this one. Possibly more that I can't see.
My name is Panoptobella. It means I see all, and I am beautiful.
I mean, I can't really deny
I
that.
saw you in the kink room with Reinhardt and Maxie.
Dressed as Ivy Valentine. I don't know enough about Soul Calibur, but I'm gonna trust you.
And now I see that you are thirsty and would like to drink.
Yep, that is so.
Come, drink from my neck. I wish to see what it is like.
Sure.
Yes, I see now. That was very pleasant. Thank you.
That was a hell of some noises that just happened.
You will go to your coffin now to sleep.
Outfit change? You guys, is this my therapy outfit? I think it is. There we go.
Well, if you wanted a cuddle.
It is normal for vampires to enter a state of torpor after consuming the blood of another.
Torpor is sleep,
I wish
believe.
you an excellent torpor, vampire.
Thanks, I guess.
You, I find fascinating. I want to learn more about you.
I guess I'd better get some shut-eye. This night has gone on long enough.
Hello, fascinating person?
Good evening, Samuel. I hope you are feeling well rested. I have a new client for you.
Code Red would have been there. I mean, Code Red is a very different kind of therapist. You made it easier by putting it in Discord? Okay, I'll take a look. Okay. Okay. Terrifying. I kind of like it, though. Very clown. It's giving clown, is what it is. Or just nobleman. Gesturing nobleman.
Another one? I think my caseload's starting to get a little crowded.
Worry not, my friend. I shall not unload all the world's cares onto you.
Is this our final new client? Are we going to have 4 total?
I know how strongly this next client requires aid.
Oh, this will be fun.
She is a great deal older than most of the clients you've seen, and sometimes it is harder for the elderly to see reality.
Okay, hands up, who thinks that it's Panoptabella? The answer is probably no, because we're specifically going for vampires, but...
It took me far too long to do so.
She's as old as you are?
Not nearly. Thus, she should be more ready for change than I was. Take a look at her intake form.
Name, what does that say, Med B? Age 1,804. Origin the Bronze Age? Holy God. An elder vampire like myself, Medi has lived mostly alone for the past 2 millennium. She grew up among wanton violence between Irish clan warlords and has since kept distance between herself and mortals. She now spends more of her time online, where she has become a streaming celebrity. I do not know what this means, but perhaps a younger vampire might. She has expressed frustration at the increasing demands of her followers. Suggestion, be patient with the elderly. Oh, this is going to be an interesting one.
Dang, she died young. Makes me wonder why I waited so long to kick the bucket. Could have left a nicer looking corpse.
Alas, death does not often allow us to have much choice in the matter.
Says here she doesn't leave home unless she has to.
Indeed, it is a puzzle, as elder vampires can often be.
I sure do hope I can help her.
You will do your best, I know. Let me allow you some privacy. She comes.
Ever since that damn Iron Age, the world has gone downhill. And that was 2,000 years ago, exactly. To be fair, even when she was alive.
Hello?
Oh, I like the heterochromia.
Hey there,
I like the pink and the
how do I say
blue.
your name? Is it Medbub? Medbee?
Mev is my real name. Medby's just my screen name. You can call me Medi if you like.
Oh, mighty fine meeting you, Meddy. I'm Sam.
Is that all you are?
I couldn't rightly say. I ain't no more or less than Sam.
You're a cute, strange cowboy man.
Okay, well, don't flirt your therapist, maybe. Cute as you are, good looking as you are, but...
I don't know that you should be calling your potential therapist cute, miss.
Not in a touching bodies way. I mean, you're more like a rabbit or a mouse. Oh, I want to dress you up in a little mouse onesie and watch you scurry about.
Okay, you're definitely 2,000 years old.
You can keep your hat on and be a little cowboy mouse. Oh, I like that very much.
She's rather... Yeah, no, I can kind of feel it.
I'd keep you in a little cage and give you lots of cheese and, of course, a wheel to run on.
Yeah, I'm starting to see why you're here in
Can
therapy.
you my whiskery little pet?
What is the matter, Samuel?
I think I'm out of my depth here, Chief. I ain't keen to be anyone's pet.
Older vampires such as myself can sometimes be uncomfortable to be around.
Because, like, to people like these two, everyone is but a little child. Like, oh, you're 200 years old? That's so cute. I'm 9 times your age. I've been around to see kingdoms rise and fall multiple times, lived through every war imaginable.
I believe this will be an excellent challenge in setting boundaries, Samuel.
Alright, fine.
Explain to her your boundaries. You will be modeling positive behavior and saving yourself a little trouble.
That's also her... Actually, it's the same for country sometimes, that's true. Hi, Fluffy. But here's the thing. That's also very important for her, because we already know that her thing is the demands of her followers. It's like, yeah, set your boundaries.
Yeah, just a little.
All the more reason to be clear and polite right now. Good luck, Samuel. I know you can do it.
You look distracted, little mouse. Have you smelt a bit of cheese? Did your whiskers twitch?
I do like the voice acting in this game is so good.
All right, miss, before we keep going, I think we need to set a few boundaries. First of all, I ain't gonna wear no onesie. I don't think I could find one that'd fit.
I mean, you could. Trust me, I know some places.
I could sew one for you. I would make the neck hole really big so that your funny hat would fit right through it.
I mean, the hat comes off, man. It's a hat. I can just take it off.
Okay, well, maybe I wasn't being clear. I don't want to wear a onesie.
But it would make me happy.
Well, it wouldn't make me happy, miss.
Fine. But I don't like it.
Oh, her eyes just got a lot darker.
This stuff about putting me in a cage and making me your pet are things you should be doing with a blood partner. Besides, I make the rules about my own body. If I don't want something, you gotta respect it or find a new therapist.
You don't want me to do things to your body?
You cut that out. I'm serious now.
Very well. Be that way.
I mean, cheese is good. So I don't know if I need to directly say that I don't eat cheese, but...
I don't eat cheese, you know that. We only drink blood anyway. Mortal food doesn't exactly agree with us.
She's far too used to being in control? Absolutely. Oh, they can't... Wait. Okay, so the question is, if they can't enjoy mortal food, or it's like, it doesn't agree with you, but like, can you still like, taste it? Can you like do this thing where it's like, yes, this tastes exquisite. Patooey. Spit it out so I don't, have a stomach ache later. Or maybe mix it in with your blood.
But a mouse who doesn't eat cheese is hardly a mouse.
But I'm not a mouse.
Then why do you have twitchy whiskers?
I just like the way they look.
So do I. That's why I think you should eat some cheese.
Well, I ain't gonna. Take it or leave it.
You're very mean for a mouse.
I think that about covers it.
Very well. It's a little boring. People usually let me do what I want to do to them.
And that's where the problem lies.
Well, this is less boring then. It's something new.
I suppose you're right. It's very clever, strange cowboy man. May I still call you a mouse from time to time, though?
Oh, look, she's actually asking.
If it'll make you feel comfortable, I guess it ain't hurting me.
Time to time.
But let's get to you and why you're here. Now, it said on your intake form
that... she's overworked, technically? I guess is the answer? Like, it's definitely neither of these.
You're overworked, it said. You're not my first client with that problem. What line of work are you in?
I play video games.
Yeah, me too.
Video games? Like Star Invaders?
No, silly. More like Overcharged 2 and Pension Impact. More of an FPS and RPG girl.
Yeah, I also do enjoy a good RPG. Said AREPEEGE. Definitely.
I don't know what them things are. I kind of figured video games were just a fad, like collecting ferns was in my time.
Overwatching, yeah, it was 100%.
Video games are lots of fun. There's even one where you get to play a cowboy and kill bunches and bunches of people.
Red Dead Redemption 2?
Then you get to pretend you feel bad about it. But after that, you kill even more people.
Shucks, that there might give me some flashbacks. But you're working by playing video games? How's that?
I stream on Glitch. I have millions and millions of followers there.
Jesus Christ. Yes, one of the top glitch streamers. You know her, you love her. You definitely have not been directly hypnotized by her eyes in order to watch more and subscribe more. Definitely no magic going on there.
Wait just a gosh darn minute. People are paying to watch you pee?
That's not what I was expecting.
Of course not. That sort of thing would be on my Only Zealots page. If I could pee. Which I can't, because I'm a vampire.
Yep, and there it is, Swift. They beat you to it. They completely predicted that.
All right, you gotta walk me through this. What's streaming mean if it ain't peeing?
Streaming means to share your computer screen to the internet.
Like watching the cinema, only instead of people shooting each other, it's you answering emails?
Sort of. Mostly people just like to watch people shooting other people. Only it's little computer people that only look like people.
That's a good question. How would you describe Twitch streaming to a cowboy who's 200 or 300 years old? Ooh. Posture check. You got it. Ooh, I'm postured, I promise. Hydrate. I think the best way to describe Twitch streaming to someone who's 300 years old is... Okay, you know how you and your friends would play games together growing up? They're like, yeah. It's like, yeah, imagine doing that, but you're playing the game yourself. And a showdown, but digitally, sort of. But I'm trying to not get found out. I mean, she's probably only been doing it for a short time. Because it's so new. Like, but here's the thing. The Eternals from Marvel kind of answered the question. Because, like, this guy's been an actor for, like, several hundred years. How did you do that without being noticed? Oh, well, first it was my great-grandfather, then my grandfather, then my father, and now it's me. And eventually my son will take over my legacy. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And we all just look exactly the same because it's just such strong genes. Anyways. And also VTubers. Eventually you just get a VTuber, and then a new VTuber, and then a new one, and then they never know. Anyways, playing games together with people, and other people watching you play things, and...
Clear as mud. I got some more questions about them funny things you mentioned, though. What's only zealots?
Okay, Sam, I'm gonna tell you right now, we asked this question. This is gonna be very funny.
That's a very special website where my very special followers get to see me do naughty things for money.
You've been around a long while. Do you need money?
No, of course not. But I do like having mortal blood bags who will do anything for me. They're very useful.
This whole thing makes me feel old.
Which is funny, considering, again, she's several times your age.
But you're only a baby vampire, strange cowboy man. I'm glad you're not the kind of baby who poops and pees, though. That's quite icky.
Incredibly so. Well, she's incredibly detached from reality as a person, and yet somehow very in tune with the times that Sam is not.
I had some more questions. What's all this RPG and FPS stuff?
Role-playing games and first-person shooters.
Kinda dark to be playing games about the first person you ever shot. That ain't a good one.
God damn it, cowboy. I love this cowboy.
You're extra silly. It's a video game with a first-person perspective. It only looks as though you're shooting someone. I like the ones where there's lots and lots of blood. I end up feeling quite hungry.
Do you think she likes horror games? I think she would like horror games. There's a lot of blood. Well, no, she wants to be the monster. Do you think she liked Evolve and Dead by Daylight?
Well, they still using corn syrup to look like blood? It never looked realistic to me.
They don't use corn syrup in video games. You're very funny.
I'm glad I'm funny, I guess. Let me ask you something else about these video games.
Carrion would be great. Carrion's a great game.
Alright, I think I understand a little better. You're working pretty dang hard for all them followers. What do you need them for?
Oh, you know, classic cult bullshit.
Lots of things. They pay my rent for me, they buy clothes and gifts for me, they dispose of all the bodies. And they let me kill them too. They're all so eager to die. Poor little lambs.
Okay, you know what? The first part was normal. This part's a little bit more, you know what? Yeah, you are indeed a vampire.
They're like servants?
Servants, little sheep, whatever you'd like to call them.
And they're willing to just up and die for you?
Oh, naturally. Sometimes all I have to do is smile for them. They find it enchanting.
Like, is it literally enchanting? Are you literally using magic? Or is it just that people are horny? Because it could go either way. It could be both. It wouldn't surprise me.
And they quite like my breasts and vulva.
Yeah, okay. I think they're just horny.
Oh, I see.
Does it make you uncomfortable to hear me say breasts and vulva?
I reckon I just wasn't expecting that level of candidness.
Breasts, vulva.
How many times are we going to say these two words?
Hey, come on now.
Oh, but it's so much fun to watch your little whiskers twitch.
So these followers of yours do a lot of work for you, huh?
This is a therapy session on our Christian Twitch stream.
But I have almost 100 million little sheep. It's rather difficult to manage them all and keep them happy.
Why do you need to keep so many servants happy?
You don't need
I
that.
need my sheep. If I don't have them, I'll have nothing.
Is it really true that if you don't have your followers, you won't have anything? Ain't you got other stuff you're interested in?
Suppose I enjoy reading and video games. And I can do those things alone.
Kindred spirit in that regard. Let's go. Do you like manga and anime?
There's also playing games with my body.
Oh, yep, there's that.
Which Americans don't do. You like to shoot people instead. Bang, pow, ugh.
Our media does like... Microphone, please. Our media does tend to like action and blood and gore a little bit more than it does sex stuff, so...
That ain't always true. But let's get back to what you were saying.
If I don't make them all happy, they'll turn against me.
All?
That's some pretty extreme thinking. Your followers can't all be that fickle. The idea that you can make everyone happy is something that ain't in anyone's power. And assuming you have no control and they'll all turn against you ain't true either.
That is true, I suppose. I can do things you couldn't dream of. But I won't show them to you because you're an American.
And also, we are live on Twitch. Please don't. I don't want to get banned.
That is much appreciated, miss. And now about the stuff you were saying.
All I'll be is the lonely, crazy girl with a flat full of stinky corpses.
Okay. What? Look, you've been around a while. I assume you have the skills to get rid of your own bodies.
Let's ease off them labeling terms. Don't go calling yourself crazy.
But I am crazy. And I know how strange I sound to these short-lived creatures.
I reckon I might sound the same if I were around as long as you and seen some of the stuff you've seen. Besides, crazy ain't got any kind of real meaning. What's sane? You've been around a while, you know them definitions change all the time.
I suppose that's true. Don't think any of us are really sane.
I think that's a heck of a lot closer to the truth.
I just want to look at my body parts anyway. Don't have much else to share, it seems.
Come on now, you've been around for nearly 2,000 years. How in the heck could you have nothing to offer?
How much knowledge is in this brain? How many skills are in these muscles? I have a feeling that you probably know every artisan skill there is. Blacksmithing, painting, jewelry crafting, mining. I'm sure you've done it all.
I'm sure you could tell me all sorts of things about history and the places you've been to and the things you've done.
If I talk about things I like, my followers abandon me. Fickle little bloodbags. They always like it when I show off, though.
That's a problem with your followers, not you. Don't go disqualifying the positive things about yourself just because they don't see them.
You're very kind, Manling. If you were one of my followers, I might even let you live.
A very kind gesture, miss.
I can't help but think, though, I should make my little sheep happy. After all, they are willing to die for me.
I fully understand this sentiment, however.
You say you should keep your followers happy. Do you like it when they're happy?
Just because I kill my bloodbags doesn't mean I wish to be cruel. After all, they're
You
so
still call them
cute and they
bloodbags.
die with smiles on their precious little faces.
Okay, this...
I'm glad to hear that, but here's the thing. When you say you should make them happy, you turn it into a responsibility.
That's true. It's more like I want them to enjoy it. I want people to be happy. And all that, but yeah.
If you got 100 million people you should please, that's pressure you don't need. Get what I'm saying?
You are too sweet, little mouse. Like a sugar mouse. Someone might try to eat you.
Heck, they already did. How do you think I turned into a vampire?
He makes a valid argument.
You make me seem very silly for worrying so much about my blood bags. I'm not a very good vampire, am I?
Well, what's a good vampire supposed to do?
My blood father used to tell me that we were supposed to be gods.
Considering you're 2,000 years old and your blood father was probably who God fucking knows how old at the time, older. Yeah, no.
Told me that we would rule all humanity. I imagine he'd be ever so disappointed in me.
All right, look, 2,000 years ago, 100 million people was all humanity. Okay, now I'm curious. Hold on, now I'm curious to go find out for real. What was 1,840? Oh, let's see here. Let's just say human population over time. World population, here we go. Okay, in 1350, it was nearly 370 million. It was about 170 million in 1 AD, and she's older than Jesus fucking Christ himself? Yeah, I think... Yeah.
Well, blood parents are always complicated. They like continuing their legacies, but people ain't too good at being anything but themselves.
I wish someone would tell him that. He's a very bad listener.
Is he still around?
Well, you should be proud of yourself for getting away from him. I know it ain't easy.
I didn't leave him. The druid sealed him away long ago.
Oh. You know what? Fine.
Slaughter us all when he escapes. And there will be nothing we can do. Oh, it's gonna be ever so much blood.
Are you, like, second generation? Are you, like, the second generation vampire? Is your blood father, like, the vampire? You would have been 30 to 33 and 180? That's true. But still, she is still older than Jesus Christ himself. Wait, no, she's not. No, she's not. Hold on. She's 180,000. She's 1,800 years old. That puts her at 1,800. That puts her at around 200 AD. Never mind. She's not older than Christ himself.
I ain't gonna worry too much about this fella. Besides, if he is coming back to kill us all, we only got so much time to enjoy, right? These dang followers of yours have got you stuck at home, though.
It's better this way. It's not safe outside.
Well, why do you say that?
Because there are bad people out there. They've tried to burn me, touch me, enslave me. They are cruel and horrible.
I know you've been through some tough times, Mitty, and you got a hell of a lot of reasons to think people are all awful. But those experiences ain't the be-all and end-all. There's a lot of bad, a lot of good, and even more in between.
Maybe. But it's safer to assume that it's all bad. Mortals are very afraid, and when mortals are afraid, they are quite cruel.
You know what? It's funny is this is exactly what my anxiety says all the time.
That's more of that all-or-nothing thinking. There's billions of people out there now, and more differences between each and every one of them than you'd expect.
But I don't need to endanger myself anymore. I have my sheep.
I'm sure we'll get to talking about them real soon.
We can talk about them now. They help me stay in my flat. If I stay in one place, I have power. Instead of them burning me, I can burn them. And touch them and enslave them.
With all due respect, miss, you're playing with sunshine here. Life is always going to change. That's the one thing we can be sure of.
Yeah, eventually your landowner's gonna be like, hey, we sold the apartments and now we're just gonna bulldoze them and you have to move.
Your retreating from society is only going to make it harder to face the changes ahead.
Such as when the machines arrived.
I'm sorry, excuse me?
What machines are you talking about?
The ones in the factories. The ones who made me leave the bog. Did not like that very much. Not at all.
Oh, look, I didn't want to upset you. You're here to handle the world a little better, and that means being honest about what might happen. That makes sense?
Yes. The machines keep getting stronger. I should be ready for them.
Okay, are we preparing for like a robot takeover here? Or is that what we're doing? Like, potentially? Because it sounds to me like maybe we're just all ready for
All right.
fighting them
Let's
off.
keep talking.
They used to call me Calich Namona, the Witch of the Bogs. I like it that way. I
Yeah,
like it
both.
when they think I'm a monster.
Hold on a sec, Mitty. I get that there's safety in people thinking you're some kind of monster, but what I can't abide is you calling yourself one. Names have power. You know what they used to call me?
Fuzzy McWhiskers. Scaly Tail Sam. Ooh, Scurrying Sam.
They called me Slaughterin' Sam. And as you might imagine, I didn't earn many friends with that name.
That's not very cute at all.
No, it ain't. I didn't feel cute neither. I felt like an evil bastard, and that ain't a good feeling.
I didn't say I liked being a monster. It just makes me feel safe.
Then let's find a way to help you feel safe without calling yourself a monster then, huh? But keep going.
If I want to be safe, I should show them what a monster I really am from the safety of my lair.
Well, why should you show them what a monster you are?
So that they'll know to stay away, of course.
And is that the only way people will stay away?
It's the way I know. I used to put severed heads outside my cottage, but the policemen don't like that very much.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Well, screw the policeman. The HOA's gonna get on your ass about that one, and they're much more annoying to deal with.
So what if I said you should protect yourself by putting severed heads outside your place again?
I'd say you should learn otherwise. The police can be very mean.
That's what I mean. Should doesn't allow a lot of wiggle room. It might seem like it's just words, but them words can lock us up tighter in a bank vault. But let's keep talking.
Living alone is the life I know, anyway. Well, I've known for millennia. I can't survive in society now.
I mean, you're kind of doing that. Like, yes, you're secluded away, but like you're interacting with people. Maybe not on a personal level, but you know, baby steps.
We ancient vampires are very few. I can tell you with some certainty that your client is very good at hiding her true capabilities, perhaps even from herself.
Disqualifying the positive, got it.
No. You're what, some 1,800 years old? You're older than any government on Earth. You've seen the world change in ways none of us could dream of. Hell, you basically won the internet, and I can barely open up my Vmail program. You're way more capable than you're giving yourself credit for.
I suppose that's true. But I'm not very good with real life people.
You're still disqualifying the positive by canceling out all them skills you got. You can use all that modern lingo I've barely even heard of. You dab fam?
Sam Walls, never say those words again, especially not in that order. Don't, just, Sam, you're a great man, great cowboy, great therapist, lovely voice, nice mustache, good style. Don't ever say that again.
That was ages ago.
Excuse you, people still dab all the time. I just don't have an animation for it.
See what I'm saying?
You're very clever, sweetling. It is easy to forget how small and weak mortals are. The world is a big place full of things that might try to hurt me.
Hold on. Did that not... Did it? There we go. Let's try that again. Hello? Why is it not going off? Pause. Pause. Everyone pause. I'll figure this out. Da. What the hell? Where's my objection stuff? Where'd they go? Where's my trigger? See here, should be around here somewhere. Hold on. Where am I? Wait, what? Where's the models? Well, this is just freaking weird. Hello? Oh, great. Now I gotta go find it again. Maybe I can fix this later. Didn't we do that? I feel like... I feel like objection's not that rarely used. It should be here. It should be... Here. Is this it? Sorry, I'm trying to find where I left this stuff. Okay, there it is. Only problem now is I need to also... Oh no, did I leave the badge on my nightstand? Oh wait, no, I don't have a nightstand. Oops. Hold on, I'll have this fixed soon. Because I know that if I don't do it now, I'll forget. Okay, here we go. No, I might need to restart the thingamajig. In order for it to show up. Maybe? Maybe. Yeah, because it also lost all my sound effects, which again are right here, but still. Do it one at a time? Really? It does just not work this way. You know what? I'll fix this later. I just need to remember to do so. It's fine. Okay.
Well, before you face the world, why don't we start with your neighborhood? Let's start slow. Take a walk around your block, 15 minutes a day. Just spend a little time outside looking at the moon.
I suppose if anyone tries to hurt me, I should be able to kill them or enslave them. Very well, strange cowboy man. If anyone does kill me, I'll simply become a ghost. Then I can whisk myself up your bottom with a little ghost needle and poke at your guts.
You know what?
I don't think it'll come to that. Just spend some time outside and see how you feel.
What a thing to come back
Begin in
to.
a month. Sound good?
What a hell of a sentence to come back to.
Very well. I suppose my followers outside must be eager to carry my coffin home. Promised I would eat them when we got there, so shouldn't keep them waiting.
I'm sorry. Hold on. You know, I can't. There's a part of me that just feels like this. Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Farewell then, little mouse.
Hoo-wee.
Well done, my friend. You seem a little out of sorts. Are you quite all right?
This woman is talking about killing and eating people who love her constantly, and they're happy for it, and it scares me slightly.
She was something else.
Like so many of our kind, she simply struggles to adjust to a constantly changing world. I think you will be of great help to her. She clearly likes you.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah, I think being on her good side might be worse.
You are under my protection while you are here, Samuel. I guarantee no ghosts will travel up your posterior.
Not necessarily the thing I was worried about until just now, but you know what? I'll take it, Andy. Thanks. Bye, Maya. Thanks for the lurk. We'll see you later.
You've done excellent work tonight. Please, relax downstairs. Summer will be here before we know it, and the nights shall become short once again.
Yeah, is it? Okay.
Rest in peace, my friend.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Tarnation. I'm glad the kids here aren't glued to their little TVs. I wonder why that is. I'll bet Crimson knows.
Giddy up, little doggy.
She just does not stop. It's good every time.
I ain't heard that one in a while.
Truth is, I'm running out of cowboy terms. What can I get you, handsome?
How about a kind ear for my troubles?
You got a real old school way of seeing bartenders. But in this case, you're right. I am a good listener. Lay it on me.
I got this new client. It makes me feel old.
Despite the fact that she's infinitely older.
250-year-old man feels old, huh?
Yeah. But seriously, I thought I understood people, but she's from another time, like. I've been around a long time, and I ain't seen nothing quite like this internet. But my client lives there.
And you think you can't help her because you don't understand the internet?
I remember when the first steam locomotive showed up, and we thought, that's it. We've invented everything.
Really?
Laugh all you like. Point is,
Here's the thing, cowboy.
I'm getting old.
Nobody understands the internet.
You know what? She's absolutely correct. What is the internet? I don't know. We're here. We're on it. Do I know what's happening? Never. I just keep on going anyways.
I don't feel old yet, though. Still just glad to be alive, thanks to Andy's blood.
oh yeah?
I know you've been curious about why I've been drinking vampire blood. You don't have to pretend. I've got a rare blood cancer. Andy's blood is what's keeping me alive.
Oh. Okay. That's a little bit more intense than what I was expecting it to be.
Oh, I'm real sorry.
I didn't say I was dying. I said I had cancer. Stop making that face. I'm just glad I found Andy. Don't think I was quite ready to die.
I, for one, am glad you're sticking around, Crimson.
Well, thank you kindly. So what'll it be, Sam? You ain't gonna dance?
No, I ain't gonna dance.
Is leukemia blood cancer? Because if it is, then yes. Maybe.
You owe me that story one day, cowboy. Here, have a little something I whipped up for Andy. Herbal blood tea.
No garlic, right?
No garlic.
Mighty kind of you. Maybe I'll take a nightcap. You have yourself a fine night, Crimson.
Herbal blood tea. That does sound kind of... Well, okay, for a vampire, that sounds nice. Let me make sure I say this properly.
Adios, muchacho.
I think that's my last client for a while. My caseload's big enough. I'm starting to get overwhelmed. Maybe something from one of my books will inspire me. But then again, I could watch cartoons instead.
Okay, I want to see what the cartoons are. I want to see what the cartoon it
Crush
shows.
on Betty Boop and I ain't ashamed.
Oh my god. Leukemia is cancer of the blood? Then yeah. Well, she said she has a rare form of blood cancer, so maybe it's... I don't know. But I don't know exactly what's a rare and what's not rare form of cancer. I ain't a doctor. Anyways, this is what I meant earlier with the Three Stooges thing, with the fact that it's literally on the TV and it's just that small. I guess this is one way for for Twitch streamers to watch some old stuff. But anyways, we're not going to stay here forever. I'm going to go ahead and... As much as I love a good old cartoon.
I think that's enough action for one night. Time I got me some shut-eye. Good night, son.
A fine evening to you, Samuel. How are you feeling tonight?
Well, hold on, let me see. Okay. Guys having superpowers, May 10th is... Okay, yeah, it's every week. Nope. How do I? Ain't nothing left to read. Okay, so this is literally just the end. Okay, so we started on. Let's see here. First client was on the 19th. 26th. So yeah, once a week, which means now it's been another week. So it's time for.
Not bad, not bad. A little overwhelmed, but I guess I kind of have a lot going on these days.
Indeed, you do. The mind is an easy place to get lost in, is it not?
You ain't kidding. Keeping all them cognitive distortions in my head and sorting through all my clients' problems ain't easy.
We are not machines, Samuel. I believe you will find that you can never handle everything at once. There is a term the mortals use these days, multitasking. It's a kind of meta-control fallacy. Even we must handle thoughts one at a time.
All right, hey, I think I'm a very good multitasker. Sometimes. Often, not always, but many times. Shh.
I guess. I just hope I can
Depends.
concentrate on my own therapy with all this stuff bouncing around in my noggin.
I do not expect you to be an exception to the rule, my dear fellow. Let us see whether we can clear your head. I would like to introduce you to a ritual I have learned for stealing the mind.
Is it the one where you sit underneath a tree next to a river and you just put your thoughts on the leaf and you just let it float down the river? And then sometimes you also have a little fox that comes up and you pet the fox and you just take a nice little nap? Ah, calming.
This some kind of ancient vampire secret? Something the old ones gave you that's been lost to time? Something mortals could never imagine?
No, it's just meditation.
Oh.
That does not make the technique any less valuable. Now then, close your eyes. I will guide you through this
Okay,
process.
I expect you all to follow along. All right, we're all doing group meditation. Ready?
Think of a place that brings you comfort. Where is it?
I'd have to say the woods. I always liked being in nature.
Then imagine the woods and let your thoughts come to you. Be attuned to your body. Breathe, and you will be able to address your thoughts and clear your mind. Now close your eyes and begin.
Oh. Focus. Okay, first, breathe in, press and hold, watch here. Then out. Let go. Watch here. Watch as breathing slows down your thoughts. Last, to clear a thought, hover over it.
Worthless consumer models.
I ain't cut out for this therapy thing. Andy sure is a tall glass of water. I miss my princess. I kinda miss farting. Focus, Sam, focus.
Oh, wait. Do I have to... Oh, wait. It's I think it's reading my controller being connected. Hold on. There we go. That's better.
Who's got a pretty mane?
I just now realized that means that Sam was kind of... who's got a pretty mane? It sounded like he was saying that about fucking what's his name, Andy.
Wonder what's on Batflix.
Why do you think... Why does Batflix sound like...
Should I hook up with Reinhardt?
I love that he's thinking Reinhardt specifically.
I'm so bad at meditating.
I kind of miss farting. I think that one's really funny.
I like blood from San Antonio, not New York City.
We could probably skip this, but this is also really funny.
Relax, ain't no vampire hunters here.
Let me click. Let me click. Let me get rid of it. Damn it.
Who's my favorite horse? Is it you?
I do love seeing Sam's thoughts. They're kind of funny. There we go. We're at the end.
How are you feeling now?
Yeah, all right. Fine, really. All them thoughts just feel like thoughts.
What sorts of things came up for you?
I like farting.
Well, I thought about my clients. I thought about all them cognitive distortions. My horse came up a lot.
Your horse?
Yeah, Princess. She was my horse back when I was alive. I still think about her every day. I can't really stop.
I love that the horse's name was Princess for Slaughter and
I
Sam.
understand. I have bonded with many horses in my own life, but it sounds as though the loss of Princess was particularly fraught.
Yeah,
Would you like to start there?
not sure I'd like it. But seeing as it's come up, maybe we should talk about what happened to her. It's got a lot to do with my old gang.
Did they kill the princess? Oh,
mentioned
I'm
that
gonna murder
before.
them. Oh, they're already
The
dead.
Mystic Bastards was their name. They were the gang to join if you had nothing to lose, and I had nothing to lose.
Except for your horse.
That sounds like some Nosferatu thinking, my friend.
Oh, I can see that now. But it turned out I still did have something to lose. And they took that from me to prove my loyalty. They took my princess, killed her in cold blood, and made me watch the whole thing. They made sure she saw me too.
Oh, Samuel, I'm so sorry.
I just stood there, watching her dying, with them big eyes looking at me like she knew I'd betrayed her.
Okay, now this kind of hurts.
They knew what it would take to break me, and it's my fault for letting them do it.
Then maybe this is a little bit painful.
These mystic bastards. It sounds as though these loyalty tests were a cruel, mechanical part of their indoctrination process. These are the actions of a cult. They had no special care for you or your princess.
Well, it sure as shit worked. They knew where to hit me, and it's my fault for letting it happen.
And this is your first.
What they did, Samuel, had little to do with you personally. You were vulnerable, and they took advantage. This is what cults do.
Exactly, correct.
But Samuel, you are exhibiting a cognitive distortion known as personalization. You are attributing the mystic bastard's actions entirely to your own supposed failings.
No, we have a new one. What did it get rid of? Because we still only have 5.
While it is natural to grieve for your horse, holding yourself solely responsible is neither fair nor accurate.
There was the one that was right here. Control fallacy.
Hold on a sec, my head's hurting. I can't hold on to all them distortions all the time. Ain't personalization a lot like a control fallacy?
An astute observation, Samuel. Personalizations are often a form of control fallacy.
Let me go take a look at my notes again. Often we assume things
While
happen because of
control
us.
fallacies often manifest as a belief that you have more control over external events than is actually the case. Personalization is a more specific tendency to believe that external events are reactions to you.
Okay, hold on. Everything went automated, and I don't know why.
Control fallacies out of the picture for now. You are correct that keeping all distortions in mind at once is unrealistic. I would not interrupt your thoughts if I did not think personalization important. You are shouldering the blame for Princess's death. I can see that.
Well, if it ain't my fault, who else's is it?
The mystic bastards, of course. Let me put it into perspective for you. I will make a series of statements, and you help me identify the personalization distortion. I overslept in my coffin because I forgot to set my alarm.
No, that's just true.
I beat Crimson's neck last night and missed the vein because I was distracted. It was entirely my fault.
I mean, that one, yeah.
Batflix raised my subscription price again because they knew I would pay no matter what.
Well, that's the personalization. Badflix has no earthly clue who you are. They just raise their subscription prices anyway.
Yeah, now they have subscription price. Now they have a subscription with ads, and it's a pain in the fucking ass.
Just as your gang planned to isolate members from their former lives. Do you see the connection?
I guess so. I was just too stupid to see it at the time.
Ah, calling yourself stupid is what distortion?
Yeah, it's labeling. But I should have known anyway. I knew that crew was bad news. I just thought I was bad news too.
You should have known. That's another distortion of reality, Samuel.
All right, fine. Should statement, whatever. So what the hell am I supposed to do, Andy? Say nothing's ever my fault and I don't gotta know nothing? I was responsible for getting that beautiful horse killed. She trusted me. And if I'd been someone else, she wouldn't have had to die in that awful way.
I am not asking you to lie to yourself. Far from it. And I am not suggesting that you absolve yourself of all responsibility. But what would you say if a friend came to you with the same story? Would you tell them what they should have done? Would you call them stupid?
No.
You said
I mean,
yourself
called out.
You joined your gang because they were the gang to join if you had nothing to lose. I do not think this is a circumstance most people choose.
Yeah, I suppose.
Sometimes this game really is just like, hey, we're gonna fucking call you out specifically. You know, all that negative talk you say to yourself, you would never say that to someone else. So fucking stop it.
Remember, Samuel, we are trying to reframe our thinking by clarifying these distortions.
Ignore it, it's fine.
I know it may feel as though I am picking on you, but I am not. Let us forget what you should have done to make room for a different distortion. You are drawing a direct link from your emotion to the death of your horse. This is a distortion called emotional reasoning.
No matter how unhappy, feelings alone don't define the world.
I understand the guilt you feel, Samuel, but your guilt does not act on its own. This terrible thing, it did happen. And some choices you made undoubtedly created the circumstances for it to occur. You are not blameless, but let us restrict your blame to what you have actually done.
I'm sorry. I get awful worked up when talking about my princess. You should have seen her, Andy. She had these eyes. She looked right into my tainted soul and still loved me.
I understand, Samuel. We feel tremendous guilt when we fail an animal. When we look at reality, it is not to dismiss our burdens, but to process them fairly.
See, now I want to go over to where Biscuit is sleeping up in his cat tree and bother him with Snuggles. But I'll make sure to do that later. It's what he deserves.
I would like you to understand emotional reasoning so you can see how emotions color our thoughts. Please listen, and call me out when I am using emotional reasoning. I feel anxious. Perhaps it is the garlic naan I smell from the Indian restaurant next door. The mood in my club is somber tonight. I am sure it is a reflection of my own dark mood.
That's the emotional reasoning right there. I don't think them folk in the club know too much about how you're feeling.
Exactly. Our emotions can feel all-encompassing, and that is purely biological. We are animals, Samuel. There is a small cluster of brain tissue at the base of the cranium that tells us we are safe or that we are about to die.
Can mine please move from the one that we're always about to die to at least slightly more in the we're safe? That'd be nice.
The complexity of our existence is at odds with our biology, but we have the logic to recognize it.
Well, if reincarnation's a thing, I think I'd rather come back as a horse.
It is indeed a boon and a curse to have human complexity of thought.
No kidding. If I were a horse, I'd know better than to join any cowboy gang, let alone the Mystic Bastards. I'd be happy with a bag of oats and a field to run around in.
How did you end up with the Mystic Bastards in the first place?
Well, like I said, I didn't have much choice. Nobody would have taken me in at that point, except a hangman, maybe. I wasn't a vampire yet, so hanging didn't sound too appealing.
Now hanging just feels like more like a fetish than a death sentence.
The last job I did got my brother killed, and after that, my wife left with my daughter and I never saw him again. Can't say I blame her. I didn't have nobody. Ain't no surprise that a vampire gang would be the only people to take me in.
Aha, so that is how you turned.
Yes, sir. It wasn't pleasant. Not the candlelight and writhing body sort of affair you see in mortal vampire stories.
That is terrible, Samuel. The turning is never easy. How did they find you?
That job that got my brother killed? We partnered up with one of them Mystic Bastards for it. He knew where to find me.
And he knew you were vulnerable and that you had no place to go.
I've thought about that. Were they setting me up all along? Maybe. But whether they were or not, I really didn't have any place to go. I know when them wanted dead or alive posters go up, folk find dead easier and more fun.
Yeah, especially when the wanted dead or alive has the same price. Like, It's like, oh, they want you dead? Well, it'd be such a pain to, like, keep you alive and, like, feed you and, like, transport you. Moving a coffin's a lot easier.
People saw me as outlaw scum when I was a kid, and there was no way they were going to be kinder knowing I was in a gang.
You know this for a fact. You are certain that no one would have any pity on you at all, that your only recourse was to join your gang?
I guess I don't actually know that no one but the bastards would have taken me in. Sounds like a cognitive distortion, huh?
I think you see the patterns now. It may seem like pedantry, and perhaps it is, but pedantry is the search for ultimate truth.
Spoken like a true pedant.
Everyone be pedantic. This is what this game is teaching you. Always be pedantic. No, I'm just kidding. But always be pedantic to yourself.
It comes with being terrifyingly old. You discovered the cognitive distortion before I could point it out to you. It is a cognitive distortion similar to Nosferatu thinking, so let us put that particular distortion out of our minds for now. Yes, things were grim for you, but your experiences caused you to assume that there were none who would favor you with a kind eye. You were exhibiting the cognitive distortion of overgeneralization, the idea that no mortal could accept you.
When we take one or two experiences and assume future experiences will always be the same. Yay! Forcing patterns upon our own brains.
This
Don't we
is how
just
the
love it?
truth made you vulnerable to the mystic bastard's approach.
It hurts.
Damn. Maybe you ain't wrong, huh? I should have joined the Foreign Legion or something. Dang it, should statement.
Your mind is not a cognitive distortion shooting gallery, Samuel. Cut yourself some slack. All we seek is recognition of our distortions, not perfection and not punishment. Let us test your ability to recognize overgeneralization. Then I believe we will have covered enough for tonight. Allow me to begin.
I want all of you to take everything you're learning tonight and take it to your therapist in your next session. Don't actually do that. Or do, and tell me how it goes. Or don't actually do that. This is not real advice.
Elder vampires are insufferable. They all think they know everything.
Wait, ain't you an elder vampire? You don't seem like much of a know-it-all.
That's right, Samuel. Though in all honesty, I used to be quite insufferable myself. I aspire to be more patient these days. Let me continue. It seems to me that being a werewolf is pretty rough.
That's not a cognitive distortion. That's just a pun.
Vampires from Transylvania all have funny accents. I want to suck your blood. Who talks like this?
That seems like an overgeneralization, Andy. I ain't sure any of them ever sounded like that. Pretty sure they all sound American these days anyway from watching bat flicks all the time.
Correct, Samuel. I apologize for the offensive accent. It was employed only to prove a point. Well done, Samuel. Your ability to identify cognitive distortions continues to impress.
I mean, it helps when there are nice big old buttons and, like, you know, this strange glowy light in my brain that tells me when something weird's going on. And it's like, something seems off here. Let me push one of these big buttons and see what happens.
But let us bring things back to you. I do not ask you to absolve yourself of the things you have done. You did not have the tools to be mindful of the thought patterns that made you vulnerable to the mystic bastards. I have seen mindfulness take root in you, though, Samuel. I hope this session has been helpful to you.
Yeah, I'm still sad. I'm still regretful about Princess. I think I'll always be. My not being mindful is what killed her. Every time I think about it, I just know I'm a terrible person who messes everything up. But I think the awareness
That
helps.
feels like labeling.
It does. Then please tell me what cognitive distortion you just exemplified. Was it emotional reasoning, overgeneralization, or personalization?
Oh, wait, what did I say? Can we go backwards? Where's the back button? Hold on. Every time I remember it, I think I'm a terrible bastard, blah, blah, blah. That sounded more like labeling.
It's emotional reasoning. I'm drawing a link from my pain to what happened to Princess.
A wise deduction, Samuel. But you will find that it is also an overgeneralization to say that you
Oh, it was all of them.
are the person who messes things up, and personalization to say that your lack of mindfulness is what killed your horse. Remember, cognitive distortions are not a cudgel to beat yourself with.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that. If we're spouting cognitive distortions all the time, ain't my clients gonna be mad at my constantly interrupting them?
You continue to impress. Yes, we cannot bully our clients with distortions. Thus, I find it is best to clear our minds and focus on a few during each session. Keeping endless distortions in mind is not easy for a therapist either, after all. I think we have done excellent work tonight, and I'm certain you've built up a thirst. I know this evening was emotionally intense. Ask Crimson for some scotch.
Drinking booze ain't exactly compatible with our biology, Andy.
By scotch, I mean Scottish blood. It's iron-rich and quite delicious. I age it in whiskey barrels.
Ooh. For a vampire, that
pretty
sounds,
nice.
I
might
guess,
just
good.
do that and call it an early night.
As you wish, Samuel. Rest well, and do not lasso yourself so tightly, as you say. You are deserving of love, especially from yourself.
Hey, I want everyone to remember this line. You are deserving of love, especially from yourself. Remember that. Personalize it. Never forget that.
I'm just gonna leave before I get more embarrassed.
Very well, Samuel. Rest in peace, my friend.
How long do you think it took Andy to get to the point where he was just saying that as a regular goodbye? And just because it's funny?
Samuel, greetings. You are seeing Dr. Drain again tonight, yes?
Oop.
That's right. I'm keen to see how he's getting on. That fella's got himself wrapped up real tight.
Do not expect too much change too quickly. It takes a while for thoughts to internalize, even when we know the truth of them logically.
It's been a month. I wonder how the drug addict's doing.
It took me only 2,800 years or so to internalize what I needed.
I don't think the doc's gonna be too keen to wait that long.
I do not think he will have to. Unlike myself, he has you to guide him.
Oh gosh, I barely know what I'm doing, boss. I'm not sure I can keep track of all these new distortions I know about.
I do not expect you to. We humans are distortion machines, my friend. But let us ensure we address Dr. Drain's core distortion. You know what it is, don't you?
Control fallacy? Oh, it's being a big old grumpus. It's disqualified.
It's disqualifying the positive, ain't it?
Dr. Drain does indeed exhibit this cognitive distortion, as we all do. But there is a distortion that truly drives his decision-making. I think you can tell me.
Okay,
what
that's
it
the
is.
should statement because he should.
That fella's a should statement machine, I'll tell you what.
He should do this, he should do that, blah,
That's
blah, blah.
right. We can be certain he will carry this distortion with him, but I would like you to pick the rest to keep in mind, Samuel. Up until this point, you have addressed client distortions in small clusters, but now that you are aware of more cognitive distortions, you will notice them everywhere. We must not use cognitive distortions as weapons to beat our clients with. So pick 4 more to keep in mind during your session.
Okay, so now we're at the point where it's like, okay, we're having enough cognitive distortions that, like, we can't do them all, so now you have to pick your own arsenal.
But what do I do if I detect he's showing the distortions I'm putting aside?
You do not need to address all of them, my friend. You will not catch every distortion, and if you did, I believe your clients would find you irritating. I do not alert you to half of your cognitive distortions. We know that Dr. Drain will exhibit should statements. What else do you think he will come to this session with?
Oh god, and there's still 5 more that we haven't unlocked yet. Oh no. Okay, so we know that he's gonna do some disqualifying the positive. There's definitely gonna be some control fallacy, or maybe emotional reason, some personalization? No. No fraudulent thinking for sure. Let me put that one back for a second while I think. Because he's going to disqualify his own ambitions. He was doing that a lot last time. He's going to be like, oh, if I don't do this, it's the end of the world. Probably a bit of these, and we're just going to go for it.
I think I've got what I need now.
Very good, Samuel. I will leave you to it. Have confidence. It is well earned.
I guess I just gotta believe you. All right, Andy, I'll do my best.
I know you will. I will see you after your session.
I think I'm ready, and here comes the man himself.
Or the bat himself. Same one.
Dr. Drain, good to see you again.
Yes, well, I wish I could say the same. I have not had the most productive month.
Back on this productive wagon, huh? Last time we were talking about all them should statements.
Yes, exactly. And what a waste of time that was. I took what we spoke about to heart, you know, like a fool. But the should statements, as you so tritely put them, were the only thing holding me together. You ignored the addiction problem I came to you with. Nay, worse, you told me it was fine. And oh, how eager I was to test that theory.
Oh, now I'm very curious to see what happens.
I have partaken of my awful plasma almost every night. I am more monster than man now.
I don't know if... Wait. Hold, please. I need to help myself real fast, especially with some of the new ones. Okay. Happened because of us. That's why we get to wrong-looking external events in case where realistically there ain't no definitive link. People actually are out to get us. Sometimes we're okay. Just yeah, they're doing this just because of me. Okay. But no matter how unhappy we are, feelings alone don't define the world. They must be up to no good. Okay. And over is when we take one experience and assume future experiences will always be the same. Based on that one vampire book they read. Yes, let's throw Twilight under the bus just a little bit more. It's fine. I'm more. Oh, that's labeling, and I don't have labeling.
Sounds to me like we could be having a fruitful conversation about moderation.
I have a better idea. Seeing as you do not understand the gravity of the situation, I will make you understand.
And I guess this is exactly what Andy said, is we're not going to point out every single cognitive distortion that happens, just the ones from a small group.
This is the plasma I've spoken of. Pure vampiric essence. I will show you how should statements are the remnants of our humanity. We should not be so quick to cast them away.
I'll show you how should statements are remnants of our humanity. We should not be so quick to... Nope, okay.
Dr. Drain is assigning himself quite an imperative, but whence came this imperative?
Oh, right.
This is the...
I agree with you that should statements are human, but that don't make them universal. That's the point I'm trying to make. There's lots of ways to live, Doc.
That is exactly the problem, Sam. We don't live. And this is the result most dire. Witness the wages of our sin.
Oh, I'm so interested to see this Dr. Drain, Mr. Hyde situation that he's cooked up.
Now, hold on a sec, Doc. I think we better...
The time for caution is over. Goodbye, Sam.
Bye, Dr. Drain.
What in hell?
Does
Lord
it feel good to be alive? And who are you, darling?
Lord Lourdes? Hello? Okay, there's a lot to unpack here, I feel like.
I'm Sam. I'm your therapist, Doc. You know that.
My therapist! Oh, how wonderful. How absolutely pathetic. A vampire therapist. Oh, what a sad, pathetic waste you are, Dr. Drain.
There is so much to unpack. Legit, I don't know. I'm the therapist here, and I don't know where to start with this.
Allow me to introduce myself, then. I am Lord Lyridus, and unlike that sad sack of quivering shit you've been talking to, I am a vampire. I kill, I drink, I fuck, and I'm dead sexy.
Well, you're dead, that's for sure.
Weren't you wearing glasses before? I don't need glasses. Reading is what people do when they can't find anyone to fuck, which is not a problem I face. Oh, you're missing out, fella. I got into reading after I died, and there's whole worlds to discover in books.
Oh, you're so fucking boring. There's a whole word to...
Well, you don't have to be so crass.
Yes, I see it in your eyes. You're afraid, aren't you, American? Your Puritan blood chills at the sight of me. Maybe I'll warm it up before I drain it from you and turn you into a husk with a stupid hat.
That seems like a bad idea for you, considering whose building we're in.
I wouldn't try it.
I'm not you, though, am I? And I am always hungry.
I suggest you stay right where you are.
Where the fuck did the gun come from, Sam? Sam, how long have you had that?
A vampire with a gun?
I guess the whole time.
How our kind have fallen. What are you going to do, cowboy? Kill me?
Nope, but I can make sure the next few months ain't fun for you.
Oh, how very kind of you to care about me, darling. It'll be our dear Dr. Drain who suffers. But I need the little worm for now, so I suppose I'll let you live.
Mighty kind of you. Now you just settle on down and we're gonna have a chat.
Ugh. Talking. We are animals. We are not meant for talking. But very well. At least give me something to drink. I can rely on your piteous human blood to do me that kindness, yes? All right, but I'm watching you, hombre. Look all you like. The show is free. This is better than the swill I usually prefer. I'm more of a quantity over quality sort of creature.
Yeah, I know your kind. I used to be a lot like you.
And I suppose now you are just as repressed as the sad creature that exerts control over this luscious body of mine.
I'm more free than I've ever been, but don't you worry about me. Let's talk about you.
You're going to psychoanalyze me. I live according to my nature. You might as well interview a lion.
I mean, that sounds like fun, but maybe we can do that tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see about that. I'm sure you are the way you are for a reason.
You're not wrong about that. You know the answer already. Dr. Drain needs me. I am what is missing in his unlife.
Nope, that's not it.
This Lord Lourdes seems to have a very egocentric view of the world.
You're not wrong about that.
Nope.
This Lord Lourdes seems to...
Oh, this one.
Wrong.
You think this is all about you, but you're damn wrong. It's about Dr. Drain.
Please. The man could die. Has died. And it hasn't made a damn bit of difference to anyone. Without me, he barely even has an existence. Poor fool. His penis was nearly mummified when I got hold of it.
Biscuit, you seeing this shit? This guy's wacko. Now, where's Yakko and Dot? Anyways.
Okay, that's gross, and also wrong. Dr. Drain existed long before you did.
If you call that an existence.
I do.
I am his hidden strength. I am his true essence. He is nothing without me, which he already realizes.
That's disqualifying?
You're
Yes.
forgetting something. A lot of who you are is because of Dr. Drain. You know that fella denies himself a lot, and you do all them things he refrains from.
In other words, you're his inhibitions let loose.
Besides, didn't he make that plasma you sprung from?
Do you know? You're absolutely correct. Very well. I'll give the little twerp his credit. He did bring me into existence, and what a wonderful existence it is.
Now I'm really curious what the hell that plasma is.
Were you aware that vampires possess absolutely no gag reflex? I can prove it.
Interesting thought.
I don't think so, Clarence.
Well, what exactly are we nerfing here? Are we nerfing his ego? I think that's going to take some work.
But I'm not your client. That little rat man in tweed is. Of course he would deny himself the pleasure. You hear him talk about what he should do, but the sad creature cannot do those things. He should give in to me, and thanks to you, he has begun to.
Come on now, you're really countering his shoulds with your shoulds? I think that proves there ain't no such thing as a should everyone agrees on.
But my shoulds are so much more entertaining. His have only bred him hundreds of years of pathetic existence.
Well, that don't make a damn bit of difference. I bet there are vampires a hell of a lot more depraved than you who think you should be doing things differently.
Really? Oh, you must introduce me. If there are holes I don't know about, I should very much like to know where they are.
I hate that the first thing that came to mind is, I know a fanfic that you might be interested in learning from, but I'm just gonna move on.
How old are you anyway?
Although, to be fair, actually, all of AO3 would be interesting to him.
Dr. Drain's been summoning me for 14 years now.
Well, things are starting to make a lot more sense. You certainly sound like a 14-year-old.
Wow! Fucking what a burn.
The transformation has already begun. I will subsume him. His body and his mind will belong to me completely, and Dr. Drain will cease to be.
That one's, Nose frosty thinking, control fallacy, shit statements, labeling, maybe? Personalization, disqualifying. Oh, emotional reasoning? I don't know.
Are you trying to fill my head with doubts? Do you even think that such a thing is possible? There is
Now
no
it's actually
such
starting to
thing
get a little
as
bit difficult.
doubt for beings such as we. We live or we die. That's all. And I will live.
I notice a funny way you and Dr. Drain talk about each other, as though you're totally different people. You really think that's true?
Have you spoken with our pathetic little doctor? You know, he doesn't drink real blood. That's why he's so weak.
Hold on, how's he even alive if he's not drinking blood? Oh, the little ball of shame didn't tell you. He's not even a vampire. He drinks that synthetic trash he produces instead of real blood.
Sorry, new cognitive distortions are messing my own brain up. Original, our feelings represent reality. Wrongly linking external events to ourselves.
Seems to me
Nope,
you got a pretty dang narrow definition of what it means to be a vampire. Heck, I don't see you wearing a cape. You sure you ain't just a regular mortal? Don't be a fool. There is a minimum requirement for being a vampire, that's all. And Dr. Drain does not meet it. He's an embarrassment to our kind, and worse, an embarrassment to me.
Once again, you're 14. Settle down, kid.
I wouldn't be surprised if he were a 400-year-old virgin. If it weren't for me, his cock would have shriveled up like a raisin.
Okay, yeah, he definitely talks like a teenager who's learned swear words for the first time. And thinks he's so edgy and cool. Because I've met people similar to you.
I think I'm gonna surprise you, Lord, whatever you're calling yourself. But I think you're right. Dr. Drain does need you. But like it or not, you need him too. How very bloody dare you? What possible use could I have for a little turd like him? I am an animal. Pure and perfect. I don't care what anyone thinks of me. Vampires ain't animals. Not even the worst of us. The moment we learned to talk and reason, living like beasts was out the window. What a strange creature you are. You dress like a buffoon, but speak like a philosopher.
I'm just full of contradictions, aren't I?
The buffoon is the more admirable of the two. At least he's honest. You and Dr. Drain lie and lie and lie to justify your existence. It's ridiculous to suggest that I need him. What could I possibly need him for? When I tire, I sleep. When I lust, I fuck. When I thirst, I kill. As it should be.
Nope, wrong one.
Lord Luridus exhibits similar cognitive distortions to Dr. Drain.
Oh.
There it is again, that simple thinking and them shoulds that are only yours. Come the hell on. You think we vampires should just go on autopilot? Fuck, sleep, kill, repeat? Well, naturally, we should ensure that those things are fun. Otherwise, what's the point in doing them? That's it right there. I agree with you entirely. About time. I'll remove my clothing then. Or perhaps I'll remove yours.
Hold on. Not what I meant. Calm yourself down there, kid.
Not so fast. You're missing the point. If we're doing these things because they're fun, well, everybody's got their own idea of fun. That's our human experience at work. Like me, for instance. I'm more of a high intimacy kind of lover. Oh, boff. You managed to make even delightful things seem so heinous.
Rude. Rude and mean.
I'm only speaking the truth. What makes you so damn sure you know what being a vampire is anyway? Why do you think you've got it all figured out? Lie to yourself all you like, darling. We're all alike. I know what you crave.
Okay, that's some overgeneralization that I don't have that distortion and I'm not going to talk.
Oh, that poor mortal had a family.
Who gives a damn? I'm thirsty. That poor mortal must consume in order to live, and so must I.
Yeah, but you don't need to kill.
He simply pretends not to enjoy it. I don't need to do any such thing. I love to kill. I love the taste of blood. Why would I love it if it weren't the only way to live?
Nope.
Lord Luridus believes his lust for blood justifies him taking it. This is some problematic reasoning, Samuel.
Yes. This one?
Okay, what you're doing there is interpreting reality based on how you feel. Well, that's emotional reasoning. You think because you love killing, killing is the only way to live. If you had a clear head, maybe you'd be able to see that ain't true. Oh, why, darling, if you wish to see me pleasure myself, all you had to do was ask.
Dear God, can you not be horny for 10 fucking seconds?
That ain't what I'm saying, and you know it. I get all point is, you're gonna get real fucking bored if you don't find a reason to do what you're doing. Do you think I need a purpose? That's a mortal concern. I don't need a fucking legacy. I need blood. The only thing I should do is what I was made to do. You're just as bad as Dr. Drain with all them should statements. He keeps talking about what he shouldn't do, and you keep talking about what you should do. You both act so damn sure of yourselves. You're so damn sure blood is all you need. Oh, did I forget to mention all the fucking? No, but hombre, you live forever. Food and sex is enough for animals. They got short lives. They get threatened and they die real quick. I know a lot of vampires who live like animals, and every single one of them is lost. Like him or not, Dr. Drain is your reason for living. Hell, if he didn't make this plasma stuff, you'd still be buried deep somewhere in his head.
Yeah, eventually maybe we'll get that through his thick skull.
Fuck you. Dr. Drain.
I'm
is
so
a
interested to
pathetic
tell
little
Dr. Drain
and
what the
I
fuck
will
is going on with
destroy
him when he takes the
That's what
plasma.
he wants. Then I'll come for you.
If you're gonna kill me, you'd better be a quicker draw than I am.
And also a better, quicker draw than Andromahos.
You wanna try your luck, compadre?
No need. I do thirst, though, and I smell something downstairs. I smell mortals and virgin.
How do you smell that?
Oh, how delicious. You've been holding out on me, cowboy.
Like, what is that? I don't want to know how that smells, but I'm just like, that doesn't seem like something you should be able to sniff out.
You can drink what's in that bottle till Dr. Drain comes back. I ain't letting the likes of you near them people.
At least you're aware enough to know that I am a ravenous beast.
I would call that labeling, but
And
I don't think it would
beast
help.
That I must kill.
You will do no such thing to my mortals. Restrain yourself.
Thank you, Andy.
Oh, now who is this beautiful morsel?
Oh, you are barking up the wrong tree.
I am far older than any blood you have ever tasted, whelp. Do not dare to think you can overpower me.
Don't threaten me with a good time, daddy.
Yeah, okay. This guy kind of sucks. He really sucks. Like, I thought I didn't like Dr. Drain. I really don't like him.
I will keep this poor animal contained, Samuel. You did excellent work in handling him. Deserve some rest. I will meet with you later.
If you're sure.
Do not worry. I have no need to hurt him.
Well, now I'm just disappointed.
Yeah, I think he would like getting hurt at this point. What did you come back to? Well, 14 years ago, when Dr. Drain made his synthetic plasma, this guy appeared. And, you know, he's exactly what you would imagine a 14-year-old would do with a 300-year-old body. Be horny as hell. Sometimes horny for killing and blood, but horny in general as well.
All right, Andy. I'll talk to you later. And Lord Lurid, or whatever your name is, think about what we talked about, huh? Dr. Drain's got something you need.
Oh, Vom, get out of here already.
Not you two.
Lurid detail. Survived Lord Lurid's secession. Hooray!
Tarnation. Barely walked out of that one alive. And I thought therapy was just talking.
Welcome to being a vampire therapist, Sam.
I could use a drink.
If it isn't the Lone Ranger.
Hey, Crimson.
You look a little down, cowboy. Have a shot.
I don't mind if I do.
Rough one tonight.
You could say that. My client went a little feral. Tried to attack me.
That ain't good. I hope you booted their ass out.
Well, here's the thing. He wasn't himself. The fella, he can't stand being a vampire, so the vampire comes out in nasty ways.
But don't worry, everything's fine now. Crimson's on the screen.
Don't put yourself into too much danger, cowboy. Cleaning up a pile of ashes isn't my idea of a good night.
Don't worry, hopefully they won't be my ashes.
So what? He just went and turned into a monster?
More or less. Went from a restrained fella to a hedonist beast.
How do you think you handled it?
Oh yeah, no, she's fucking great.
I think I did all right. I learned a whole bunch of cognitive distortions now, so I was still able to challenge the beast. Well, the way I figure it, he's still desperate for help, even if he doesn't act like it.
I can see why Andy likes you. A heart's still beating in there.
Is it? Hold on, wait. Nope, still cold. Wait. Oh wait. Oh, here, it's this toy heart that I have that beats. Don't ask me why I have the toy heart. Tosses it away. It's fine.
I'm a creature of the night too. I just want to help my kin.
People like talking to you, cowboy. They can't help sharing their lives with you. Whatever it is about you, folks are always going to prefer talking to you over killing you.
Doesn't mean that they won't kill me. They will, eventually. But also, I think it's just because I'm just kind of open, and also everyone loves a good cowboy.
I surely do hope you're right.
You know my big secret already. I wouldn't have told it to you if I didn't believe in you.
Well, that's mighty kind of you, Crimson. I'm humbled.
Quit it with the all shucks stuff. Now you're just trying to be cute.
And
Oh, hey, it's these two again.
success visit.
Oh, hey, it's my little buddies. How's it going, kids?
Bad.
I'm sorry to hear that, Maxie. What's going on?
Make some room, Kinder. I've got customers to serve. Go talk in the kink room.
Would you like to chat in the kink room, Maxie?
I would like that very much.
Are we about to be a mortal therapist too, as well as
So
also...
what's going on, Maxie?
My boss yelled at me today and made me sad.
Well, what happened?
Someone injected a malicious SQL query into our API and used it to execute code. We did not have our queries parameterized, so they were able to drop the user table entirely.
Hold on, pause. Look. I recognize code talk when I see it. I understand kind of the basics of what's happening here. Basically, a virus in the computer system. And it kind of messed y'all's up. But this guy, he's not gonna understand a damn word you just said.
I warned the back-end developers that this would happen, but I got all of the blame.
Oh, okay. So that's more important.
That sounds like a real mess, Maxie. Reminds me of the time I forgot to lock the gate on a cattle drive. By morning, every last cow was gone, just like your, user table thing.
You know what? Oddly enough, that's actually pretty close to a nice metaphor.
Well, maybe your boss was hopping mad, but I bet next time they'll listen to you.
Am I the only one who is now aroused?
Why?
No, Reinhardt, I am also aroused.
Wait, hold on. What just happened?
Okay, get on over here and pass me some neck.
Oh, we haven't done this in a while.
I feel as though all my worries have been sucked away.
I am well acquainted with this feeling, Hazi.
You know what? I'm glad that everyone in this game is so happy with their... Look, they've liked your vibes since the moment they first saw you waiting outside in line for the club. They're like, sexy old cowboy man. I can get down with that.
And you will be once more.
I think that's my cue to get to my coffin.
You scared the American away, Maxie.
I suppose I am a very bad girl.
All right, I'm out. Bedtime for Sam. I'll see you kids later.
Do you think Sam will actually indulge them in something more than just biting their necks? Hard to say, but you never know.
Samuel, greetings.
Oh, hey, Andy.
What is wrong, my friend? You don't seem your chipper American self.
I guess I ain't too happy to be seeing tonight's client. I'm still feeling the tongue lashing she gave me last time.
Ah, yes. Renaissance lady time.
Ah, yes. The Senora d'Este. She certainly has a way with words.
It ain't that. It's just this Sansa git. Like she thinks I can be a certain way just because she tells me to.
Aha. At least that makes her core distortion clear, doesn't it? You know what it is, of course.
Control fallacy. It's labeling me specifically. Sam, I'm going to call this one a personalization. No.
That lady's got control fallacies out the wazoo, and they've given her centuries of stress.
I do not know this term, wazoo, but you are correct.
Do not... Actually, no. Ask Crimson to Google that for you. I want to see what happens. Or hear about it a few days later.
The woman who chooses immortality so that she can ensure her family makes the correct decisions probably has some control issues.
And taking out her stress on me.
Do not take her criticisms too much to heart, my friend. You are simply a convenient target, an element within her control.
Is he Ace? No, not even remotely. Oh wait, Sam? I don't think so. He had a daughter back when he was alive, which doesn't technically prove anything. But I think he's just American and old-fashioned.
That still don't make it much fun.
I will not deny that Senora d'Este is a confrontational client, but take her presence as a gift, however you can. A woman so powerful in her time has much to teach us. You have all the tools you need at your disposal to help her. Consider your approach.
Okay. I want her to definitely overgeneralization for damn sure. Because she definitely does a whole lot of that. What else? Probably some disqualifying the positive. Oh, she does everything. It's the problem. I'll have to get her emotional reasoning, probably. And let's go with should statements.
All right, I think I'm ready.
I will leave you to meditate then. Be well, Samuel, and let this 3,000-year-old tell you, you are a fantastic therapist.
Oh, gosh. You're gonna make me blush. Get on out of here, boss. I can handle this.
I know you can.
I like their rapport. I think they're fun.
I think I'm ready. And here she comes. A deep breath. Howdy, Senora. Nice to see you again.
Liar. You are as pleased to see me as I am to see you, therapist.
We're gonna get straight into it, huh? All right, lay it on me. Why ain't you happy to see me?
Because you are a worm.
Well, that just seems rude.
Yeah, I've been called a lot worse. You're gonna need to be more specific than that, Senora.
You are a worm because of the way you wriggled into my mind the last time we spoke, leaving behind loathsome doubts. The only reason I am here is to confront you for your beastly behavior. I come to you in crisis, and you suggest that I am the cause of my own woe. Aren't you supposed to help me?
I mean, that's what therapy is we're all the cause of our own woe. And also, some other things, but not entirely fully that, but still.
Senora, you came in here telling me that Art is dead. How am I supposed to help you with that?
I don't know. But telling me that my existence has been a complete waste of time is not comforting.
I definitely don't remember saying that, Senora. What I said is that you ain't gonna change the world for anyone. But that doesn't mean your work wasn't worth anything. That's what I call Nosferatu thinking. Remember what we talked about? There's always gonna be people who want space wars, and there's always gonna be people who want Michelangelo.
Michelangelo? Who is Michelangelo?
The guy what painted the Sistine Chapel. Michelangelo.
Michelangelo did no such thing. Perhaps you are thinking of a man from New Jersey.
I'm thinking of a turtle.
It
Oh,
is
she did say turtle.
Michelangelo.
Michelangelo.
Senora, you want to talk about wasting time? What's using me as a punching bag doing for you?
Very well. I will speak plainly. I am angry with you, Mr. Walls.
Okay, tell me something new.
Yes, perhaps not all I did was a waste of time, effort, and pain, but to think that much of it was. This is most horrifying.
I can see why it'd be upsetting to see something you put a lot of effort into not work out.
Trust me, I'm the same way.
It is more than upsetting. It is devastating.
Hi, I went to college for several years and I don't have a degree to show for it. But here I am, making the most of it anyways.
I did not just fail to bring the understanding of true beauty into the world, I failed to bring it to my own familia. I watched them die, Mr. Walls. It was not the physical death that caused me the greatest pain, but the spiritual death. They had no care for the Gonzaga name nor the Deste name. Despite my sacrifice and all my efforts, they pissed away my legacy.
Oh boy, sounds like there's a lot to unpack here.
Okay, let's get started on
It
the
is a
loss of your
dark and
family.
painful story, Mr. Walls. A story where my greatest joy turns to ash, and I was powerless to stop it.
Hey, like me and my horse.
When last we met, did I tell you about my son?
No, I don't think so.
Federico. Ah, my dear Federico, my little clown, my delicate artist, my beautiful boy.
My beautiful boy. Biscuit, that's you. He's so sleepy.
I suffered for him, Mr. Walls. I put up with my husband, Frankie, and all his brutishness, all his licentiousness.
What?
All for Federico.
I don't know that word. You're gonna have to be more simple than that.
I raised him to be intelligent and clever, to understand the gentle arts and philosophy. I raised him to be a Deste. But for all my efforts, I could not cool his Gonzaga blood, and it persisted for a century, to the ruin of our house.
Nope, wrong
I
one.
know great powers, Samuel, but power over blood, that I shall never have.
Yeah.
But for
I hate to break it to you, Senor, but every kid's got two parents, whether they know them or not. And kids have got minds of their own.
I refuse to believe that we are trapped by our blood. What was my destiny as a girl? Men of my time said it was to be servile and
I didn't say that you were in
docile,
control of your blood. I said that
political
everyone had a
power.
mind.
What saved me from that fate? Knowledge, study, an appreciation of art, music, history, and literature. In the same way, I should have been able to save my son.
Haha! I was right.
Why do you think you should have been able to save your son?
I was his mother. If I did not save him, who could?
I'm not saying someone else could. I'm saying that responsibility to save your son, that you should save him, doesn't line up with the truth. It ain't some kind of destiny for one person to save another.
Clearly, it was not my destiny to save my son. But my failure did not end with my darling Federico. I was only 153 when the once great Gonzaga house surrendered all its honor to the hated Spanish. I stood by, useless as a statue, as the Gonzaga name burned in the war of the Mantuan succession.
You're gonna have to provide more context, ma'am.
So wait, there's a whole ass war going on and you're supposed to stop it? How's that work?
I gave up my humanity to guide my familia through the ages. If I could not do that, what was the point of becoming undead?
Senor, being a vampire gives us a lot of powers, but it doesn't give us the power to control a single human being, let alone a whole dynasty of them.
I don't know. I've heard a lot about, what's it, enchantment powers with the eyeballs and the swirlies and the "you will do as I say" kind of shit.
When the heck have we ever listened to our betters? I ain't no historian, but I know enough to know people are liable to making the same mistakes over and over again. Humans have got that whole pesky free will thing that makes them do dumb things.
Perhaps you are correct. Stupidity is inevitable.
Exactly. Wait.
I understand what you are trying to do, Mr. Walls.
And that is?
What am I trying to do, Senora?
You are trying to tell me that I've been living a lie for more than 400 years.
Okay, now you're getting a bit combative.
I ain't doing anything like that, Senora.
Do not fret, peasant. We are in agreement. I have been living a lie. We all have. As I told you last time, I know my own foolishness. But time has not made my mortal concerns
It's not that everything is worthless. It's that you do your best and things happen. Whatever happens, happens. You do the best that you can.
In my mind, I know that virtue, love, chastity, wisdom, honor, these kinds of words were But, fool that I am, I still love the idea of virtue. I have loved it ever since I was a child. I used to love all the tales of Roman mythology. I saw myself in all the goddesses. I saw myself
Even the goddesses weren't
in
perfect.
Chastity and Diana. In Minerva, my wisdom. In Venus, I saw my timeless beauty and romantic nature.
Once again, even the goddesses weren't perfect.
Romantic nature.
Romantic nature. What a wretched parrot I hear. Do not look at me so. Yes, I was a romantic. Until reality came crashing down upon me. Look at this painting I had commissioned.
Ooh, painting time.
What am I looking at? I don't know much about
Ooh,
art.
okay, I know. God, I don't remember what it's called, but I do remember seeing this before in art history. There's Hermes back there. Pegasus with, fuck was his name? A couple people actually wrote Pegasus. Is that Perseus? No, is that the staff? That's the staff of Caduceus.
The figures standing upon
that
the
Venus?
arch are Venus and Mars.
I guess so.
Mars is portrayed by my idiot husband, Frankie. Beside him, I stand as Venus.
Oh, I'm not sure where I'm supposed to be looking.
Sam.
You may appreciate my beauty, peasant, but do not let your eyes linger upon my once supple body over long. This is art, not pornography. But look closer and you will see that even this art is a lie.
I can only imagine that she, like, okay, a lot of paintings are a lot smaller than we think they are, but also, like, have you ever seen the Mona Lisa? That thing's tiny. So I don't know how big this particular piece of art is. We should probably keep moving.
To be enjoined in pure romantic love with a handsome warrior. I believed so hard, Mr. Walls, that I thought I could make it.
But, like, I don't know how big this one is. It might be smaller than we think.
This handsome man is not Frankie. This is Frankie. He is not Mars, but Vulcan.
Well, he's got some abs. I'll give him that.
Just gonna.
Yes, I did not shy from truth. But see how love's aim goes amiss and strikes his gangrenous penis rather than his heart.
Yeah, that's why I went ahead and hid that for me. You know what? We'll come back to it in a second.
See the grave
Like, it's
behind
literally
him,
just art.
For the drunkard is never far from his true love.
Okay, here's the thing. Like, Hephaestus got a bad rap in certain things, but also, like, he's not nearly that bad. Like, he was, like, poor Hephaestus. He went through some shit.
See how he flails helplessly, as if begging a true warrior to put a sword in his
I don't think you read the mythology, or maybe Roman's slightly different than Greek. But
I'm sensing we've got some work to do around your husband.
Whatever gave you that impression? The man was created solely to crush my view of
oh,
the
that's
world and
personalization,
my
and I
place
didn't bring
in
that
it.
one with me.
Naturally, I might have some issues around him.
Can you not? Okay, can we just skip this line because I didn't bring that cognitive distortion with
I
me.
now believe that Frankie was the truest man I ever met. That is what broke my heart. I maintained the illusion that he was my Mars because that is what I needed. I was not ready to face the truth. Oh, but I knew. Even as a 15-year-old girl, I knew. But I could not accept that I was married to the legendary penetrator of Mantua. Is it any wonder that I prefer the lie of Virtu? Is it any wonder that I still prefer to believe it? The problem is men. You are all weak animals who would give up your dignity for an evening in the company of Lucrezia Borgia.
Oh, Borgia. I know that name. That's one of the names that I know. From what I remember, the Borgias were assholes. But then again, so was a lot of people back then.
I don't even know who the heck Lucretia Borgia is.
She is the inventor of twerking. All men flock to her, as I'm sure you would.
I wasn't expecting someone from Renaissance era Italy to say something about twerking. Especially not dressed the way she is. But you know what? It's funny.
They say she was blonde, but she looked like a redhead to me. You know what they say about redheads. Kissed by Lucifer.
Hold on. Wait. I'm looking over at Sam. Looking down at the line, looking back at Sam. Isn't Sam a redhead?
Dang, Senora. Your overgeneralizations are building up and making you see whole groups of folks as awful.
Also, well, I guess it's technically brown. I guess it's like a brownish orange. Orange.
Now, I know you got your reasons for feeling the way that you do, real personal ones, but recognize where your experience is making you narrow your thinking. I mean, Senora, I'll be straight with you, as you're a tough lady. Here's where I think it's coming from.
Graying brunette? Yeah.
You're comparing people to gods, including yourself, and everyone's failing that test.
And also the gods were pretty shitty too. And she's just kind of ignoring that whole bit. She's kind of forgetting that.
Frankie, we're never going to be Mars. You weren't never going to be Venus. You weren't born out of no shell.
And you will never be anything but a peasant.
Heck, Senora, I'll be as surprised as anyone if I get invited to a high society dinner. I can tell I'm hitting a sore spot, but maybe that means that's what we've got to focus on.
I do not like you, Sam Walls. But you are correct. I betray my own purity of spirit with my anger. But I say, why should we not aim to be like the gods? Humanity is not worth preserving when we are such petty creatures.
Most people ignore and forget that. They really shouldn't. Like, that's kind of a thing. Like, the thing that everyone knows, and apparently just seem to forget, is that Venus. Okay, I'm going to use the Greek names because I know that better. Aphrodite was that Hera had Hephaestus, specifically despite Zeus, who was a known womanizer and playboy and other things that, you know what he did. You know what Zeus did. I know what Zeus did. I don't need to say it. And didn't like him, so tossed him off a mountain. And she's supposed to be the mother of the gods. And then Aphrodite got married to Hephaestus when neither of them really were really wanted that. And she's like, you know what? I know that we're married. I'm just gonna go fuck around with Ares instead. Ares, notable god of war. And hothead and fool, but like not a bad person, but you know. Um, and of course, of course, there's the time with Poseidon and Medusa, and that was more Poseidon's fault than Medusa's. But Athena still said, "Fuck you, Medusa," and she's like, "What the fuck did I do?" Anyways, the gods, they all have problems. They're humans. That's kind of the whole point of those stories. And then Hephaestus caught them in a magical golden net, and everyone and all the other gods on Olympus laughed at them. It was very funny. We all had a good time. Nope. Okay.
The Signora has a rather dim view of humanity,
But I say, why should...
Wait just a minute there, Senora. Humanity ain't worth preserving? I say you're wrong. Damn wrong. Look at yourself. Look at what you've created. Ain't no goddess has ever done what you've done. You brought some of the finest art ever produced into existence. You ran your own city, which is something I'm pretty sure Venus never did.
I suppose that is true. Our mortal concerns seem so pedestrian, though.
Senora, humanity is all we got. Even if we're immortal, every word we're speaking is a result of our humanity.
That's always the fun thing about Greek mythology, is the fact in remembering that, like, part of the reason the stories are what they are is not just to explain the natural world, like all mythology and religion is, oftentimes, but also, like, to show that they're human. That they're very real people. Like, they're not perfect.
Yeah, we make a lot of mistakes, and some of us sound like peasants. But all that messiness is worth something. It makes us who we are. Senora, I don't think you're a goddess. I think you're way more interesting and impressive, because you're real.
Well, you have great wisdom for a peasant, Sam. And your kerchief is a fetching shade of red that matches your eyes.
Wait, hold on. I wasn't flirting with you.
Well, thanks, Senora. Let's focus on you, though. What happens if you're not that perfect goddess?
I suppose I have always felt that if I could not live to my ideals, I would be left with nothing. I would be discarded like Frankie's mistresses and die of some sex disease. Oh, Mr. Walls, I know you speak the truth. I wielded great strength in an age where women were not respected. But I alone feel the weight of my family's collapse.
Welcome back,
so
Delphi.
I feel responsible for it.
You've missed some stuff. You fell asleep? Well, I hope you get some good rest. You feel responsible for it. Anyway.
Does Senora Deste's feeling of responsibility for her family... Does Senora Deste's feeling of responsibility for her family make them her responsibility, Samuel?
You booked a doctor's appointment?
I
Good.
alone feel the weight of my family's collapse.
Proud of you.
So
Very
I feel
important.
Responsible for it.
I know it's a lot to bear, Senora, but that weight you're carrying doesn't mean you're the one destined to carry the weight. You get what I'm saying?
Hopefully the sleep apnea can be looked at. Yeah. Wishing you the best.
This sounds like some of that excellent peasant wisdom of yours. Please explain.
What I'm saying is that feeling you've got doesn't create truth. You feel that you have ultimate responsibility for your family, but that feeling doesn't make it so.
Yes, I see. No one gave me this responsibility other than myself.
She's recognizing something. She's learning. We're getting somewhere.
That's exactly it, Senora.
But I was the only person capable of preserving my family, Sam. That is what makes my failure so poignant.
Nope.
All power over a situation rarely...
Senora, what if you weren't the only person capable of preserving your family? What if no one person was?
It's all about the collective. It's like, it's not just you. You can control other people. Like, other people have their own thoughts and minds and their own actions.
I don't know. I never considered such a thing.
Well, try to consider it now. What if you accepted that whatever was going to happen to your family was going to happen?
You sound like a Calvinist.
Never mind with the labeling for now. How would you feel if you knew nobody can control what happened to the Gonzaga house?
I think I would feel relieved.
Yes! Yes! We're getting somewhere! I'm so excited for some reason.
Whatever happened to your family, Fault never belonged to you. You were the one who named yourself responsible. No one else did.
Like, I don't know why I'm so excited for an outcome that's already predetermined. Like, I'm so excited to see this lady. Hi, Biscuit. Are you getting down out of your tree? I'm so excited to see this lady learning and growing. There's just something so poignant about it.
Look at who you are. And I think you can be damned impressed at who that lady is.
Damn you.
Too late, Senora. Look, let's wrap up tonight, huh? I think you did great. You probably got some stuff to think about.
Hi, baby.
Yes. Thank you, Sam. I will see you in a month.
Of course, Senora. I'm looking forward to it.
Goodbye, Sam.
I think we got somewhere interesting with Dr. Drain and Lord Luridus. Like, learning about that whole thing. But, like, we didn't really make much progress. But here with Isabella, it's just like, this is very obvious and quantifiable progress that we are making here.
Samuel, it appears you have an admirer.
Oh, shucks.
I think Isabella d'Este has liked fewer than 5 people in her hundreds of years of existence, and you are one of them. Remember, though, that romantic entanglements between a therapist and client are absolutely forbidden, in case you are tempted.
Come on now, Andy. I ain't gonna do anything like that.
Of course, should the mind wander into fantasy, that is entirely acceptable.
Andy! Makes you kind of wonder how much he's done in his life, just being like, well, this is a thing that'll never actually happen, but I can think about it.
Oh, you're just messing with me now.
I could not help it. It's rather cute. The First Lady of the Renaissance and humble cowboy Samuel Walls. Quite a picture, isn't it?
Okay, that's it. I'm getting a drink.
I'm sorry, Samuel. Please, drink. Ask Crimson for the Royal Virgin. It's my very best. I think you deserve it.
Okay, but, like, how did you get Royal Virgin blood? I mean, I don't need to ask you. You're incredibly powerful and knowledgeable and all that, but...
whatever. You have a good night, Andy.
Rest in peace, Samuel.
It just feels like something that should be more difficult to get.
And I thought I had family problems. I need me a Crimson special after that one. Howdy, Crimson. Think you could fashion me up one of them blood cocktails?
I reckon so. Got a lot on your mind tonight, cowboy.
Yeah, just thinking about family stuff. I got this client who's got some real tough family issues to go through, and it got me thinking about my own. Or my lack of family, at least.
I wonder whatever happened to his family lineage. Because, like, his wife and daughter left him, but that means that they still live somewhere, and it's possible that he still has descendants walking around.
You got any family left?
I've got a great granddaughter kicking around apparently, but she's got no connection to this old cowpoke. Not sure what she'd say if a man dressed like a cowboy introduced himself as her vampire relative from the 1800s.
I don't know, that's kind of cute though. Like, just knowing about it in general, like even if they never meet.
I see your point. Sounds like you don't have many family problems then.
I reckon so. Family means a lot to my client though. I hope my perspective's still useful.
I mean, I'd believe it if they did things properly, but still.
How do you think she's handling her therapy so far?
I think she's doing pretty well, honestly. She spent a long time judging herself by her family's achievements, but
Australian
she's starting
outlaws.
to recognize the fruitlessness in that.
I think I was once told that my family, I don't know what side of my family or who specifically or how or when, but has connections to someone who worked for Benedict Arnold. Although what's funny is when I learned that, they're like, don't go telling that to people because that's embarrassing and we don't want to be associated with the traitor. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Oh, boo-hoo, someone hundreds of years ago that maybe I share a single drop of blood with did something that we don't agree with. Oh no, how terrible. Now we must be judged forever about it because people know that. Horrific.
Seems like you don't need her family to be able to give her some hope.
I suppose not. Rich family problems were never going to be my specialty anyway. You got family back home, Crimson?
Biscuit is in my lap now, by the way, if you want to say hello. Say hello to the baby biscuit.
Yeah, I've got some family. We don't talk too much. I went a little wild after I got my diagnosis. They're not too fond of my lifestyle choices, but hey, at least I'm alive. And I get to hear them gossiping about how I don't age.
Well, you chose a good age to stop getting older. I often wish I weren't such a dusty old corpse, but
Sometimes he's still waiting for me to give him an opening.
death always is. Pardon me for asking, but is there a reason you're choosing not to be a vampire?
There is, but I'm not talking about it tonight. A little mystery makes life a bit spicier, don't you think, cowboy?
I do love me a good mystery.
Oh, I wasn't trying to pry or nothing.
Bullshit. I know you're curious. Here, consolation prize.
But what is it?
Black Widow. Black stuff's just food coloring. Figured you were in the mood for a scary lady tonight.
Thank you kindly, ma'am. Think I'll take this to my coffin for a quiet night.
Okay, if regular food is bad for their biology, for the biology of a vampire, is food coloring still fine? Like, it's not toxic. It doesn't really do anything, but like,
You do that, honey.
I guess it's not
And
that
don't
big of a
stare
deal,
in
especially
Andy's
since it's
coffin.
still just
He'll act like
in the
he's
blood.
not mad.
Why should I be upset? What has happened has happened.
Not bad, cowboy. Get the hell out of here.
Okay.
I got her to laugh a
See
lot,
you
though.
later,
That means I win.
There we are. Gotta get me one of these fancy coffins for back home. Now, let's see. What am I in the mood for? I think I'm either gonna find a passage from Little Women that suits me, or I'm gonna watch Shemp get smacked in the head with a hot iron, or I'm going to bed. I can always turn to the Alcuts in my times of doubt. Somehow they got above it all and started exploring humanity. Now, where was that line? All right, here in Chapter 8. I am angry nearly every day of my life, Joe, but I have learned not to show it, and I still hope to learn not to feel it, though it may take me another 40 years to do so. Yeah, that sounds like the Senora. Hope she doesn't have to wait too much longer, and that I'm not making it worse.
Bye, babies. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you later. Someone, the Conqueror? There were a lot of conquerors through history, though. That's kind of a... But again, I don't remember if I was related to Benedict Arnold or like his lieutenant or someone else. I don't remember. Maybe it was Benedict Arnold.
Well, that's enough fun for
But
one
again,
day.
I don't really care. It doesn't really bother me.
Good night, son. See you in hell.
All right, I think we'll do maybe one more session and then we'll call it.
Samuel, greetings. I believe you are seeing our actor.
Oh,
friend,
right,
are you
Eddie.
not?
Yeah, I guess so. I still ain't sure I'm the right therapist for that fella.
There may not be a right therapist for him, but let us think positively. He has put himself in your care, and that is a tremendous step.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm thinking it's gonna be an uphill battle, though.
At least his core distortion is clear, don't you think? You know what it is.
While
I'm
we're
sure.
here, I might as well ask the chat, how are y'all feeling about continuing streaming this game? Because I think it's enjoyable, but I don't know if it's necessarily work. I don't know how good it is for stream itself. But I want to see what y'all think while we go on through. Oh, right. His problem is discs.
Is it disqualifying the
That doesn't sound very confident, Sam.
You do know which client you are seeing tonight, yet inflating the positive might be more appropriate.
That
Right.
yeah,
Guess I had a little brain fart.
yeah, that's fair.
It's personalization, right?
Of course, a distortion common to many with narcissistic tendencies.
Yep, it's the Edmund Keane show, all day, every day.
I recognize your disdain, but pause a moment. It must be difficult for Edmund to make everything all about him all the time, don't you think?
I don't necessarily know what it is. I guess it's just grooming of some sort, but I do love just seeing like Biscuit. He's like, I'm gonna hop in the lap. I'm gonna take my paws, and I'm just gonna go click, clean. Look at my little toe beans.
He doesn't have to make everything about him, though.
He doesn't know that. Keep digging, Samuel. You will find his truth. Choose your distortions well.
Oh, right. Overgeneralization, emotional reasoning, Nosferatu thinking, and definitely not disqualifying the positive. Probably not labeling. I'm gonna go with control fallacy.
I think
Hopefully
I'm
that'll
all
work.
bolstered up now.
Very good, Samuel. I wish you patience and compassion. Good luck.
See you later, Andy. All right, now what did Andy teach me? Breathe. I think I'm ready. Right on time. I think I hear him coming. Hey, Edward,
Eddie!
good to see you. How you been feeling these past few weeks?
Empty, my dear boy. Empty. I am but a vessel made for a single purpose. But alas, and alack, that purpose is in supply most rare.
Yeah. It is unfortunate that... Hey, Biscuit, calm down. I know that I was doing some stuff. Calm down. Parents will definitely leave a mark on kids. That's...
You mean acting, right?
Aye, that's the right acting, my
Ow,
dear boy.
Biscuit. No, hey, down.
My thespian blood goes rancid with stagnation, and the only cure seems to me irreprehensible now. I do not wish to face these mortal directors, for they dare to tell me my art.
Ain't that what directors are supposed to do?
He kind of makes a point. Like, the directors are supposed to, like, they have a thing that they're making.
Oh, my dear boy. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and others have greatness thrust upon them.
Okay. What does that have to do with the directors?
No director can thrust greatness upon the already great. In mine own case, mine greatness hath already been achieved.
Nope.
There is no room for improvement in Edmund at all. Is he truly perfect?
No director can thrust greatness upon...
Nobody's saying you ain't great, Eddie. You're talking in extremes. If every actor's awful or perfect, what the heck's a director supposed to do?
Indeed it was, Delphi. You might be a better therapist than I am.
A most unenviable position, to be sure. I have directed, and did find it most odious. Indeed, a great actor can make the less talented seem even smaller.
But you get it. All the director's doing is making sure everyone's doing what they're best at, right? That ain't saying you ain't great.
Nope.
I suppose, but it is most frustrating when I know best.
Well, maybe you can help me understand a little better. You said that greatness was thrust upon you, right? How did that happen?
Ah, you are curious to hear what circumstances created this actor non pare. I cannot blame you.
Is it just me, or does it sound like he's got an echo going? Like he's on a completely different mic?
Well, recounting such a history will please me indeed.
Sometimes.
I first rattled the foundations of the stage as a mere babe. Indeed, too young for memory, and yet old enough to command attention. Clad only in swaddling cloth at the age of 4.
Hey,
Cupid
Biscuit.
himself.
Nope.
But my arrows seemingly went astray, for the entirety of the audience fell in love with me. It is the stuff of legend. For tender as my mind was,
calm down.
I could not bear witness to my own greatness. But it does prove that I was indeed born great.
Yeah, that is definitely the start of it.
But you said greatness was thrust upon you.
It was a matter of necessity. You may not guess it from my gentle speech, but I am no lordling. Selfishly, and surely to spite me, my father shuffled off his mortal
To spite
coil when I was
you?
but a babe in arms, ere I ever graced the stage. It left my mother and myself in dire straits.
Wait. When I was but a babe in arms, ere I ever graced the stage. Wait. Oh, before.
It is
No,
an
what?
impressive distortion to believe that someone has died to inconvenience.
Oh, I was thinking emotional reasoning. I was wrong one.
You said your old man died selfishly. Well, what do you mean?
Well, what kind of a father drinks himself to death when he has a beautiful baby son at home? I at least waited until my son was older before I did the same.
Okay, wait. See, my father sucked. He died when I was just a little itty bitty baby. I at least had the... I waited to die until after my son was a little bit older. He did when I was 2. I waited until my son was 8. Ha ha, I win.
Eddie, come on. Listen to yourself. I'm sure you didn't die to spite your son, just as your pa didn't die to spite you. I ain't gonna deny his choices hurt you, but they weren't all about you.
Forgive me then. 'Tis ever the fate of an actor to feel every
Seriously, you sound like you're on a
emotion more
completely
keenly.
different
The
microphone. Like
situation
one
my
with
mother and I
doesn't
were
have
in
very
was
good sound
most precarious.
treatment.
We were the lowest of the low, you see. We lived in the rookeries and begged for our bread. But
Am I crazy?
he that hath wit must make content with his fortune's fit. And oh, did we beg.
Like, great voice acting. Something's weird with the sound
She was my
quality.
Queen Gertrude, and I, her filthy little Hamlet. Did I mention I played Hamlet at age 14?
No, I hadn't heard that.
Well, anyway, my mother was a competent actress, but it was my wit alone that saved us from destitution.
Okay, that sounds like that'd be a great thing for me to talk about, but unfortunately that doesn't match the 5 that I have with me.
Forsooth, I was so prodigious that, at the age of 7, I garnered the attention of one Reginald Flopbot of the Worthington Flopbots.
Okay, now I feel like you're making up words. Now you're just making up names.
'Twas he who paid to get me off the streets and into the dormitories. He said, "Edmund, my cherub, the streets are not for you. One day you will be the greatest of actors."
Hey, how about that? You went and proved him right.
Piffle. Master Flopbot never gave a fig about my potential. I was a prop to him, a symbol of his generosity and high breeding. Every month, he would stage an elaborate party with all the well-to-do society of London. The dandy Fop would stand upon a dais and announce himself as the savior of the city's poor.
Ah, he was one of those kind of rich assholes.
That was my cue. I would be lowered down from the rooftop, wearing naught but swaddling clothes and a set of opulent wings. The gentry's delight was my dungeon. But I would flit among them, reprising my breakout role as Cupid by shooting little arrows of love at them. At the age of 7, it was most disquieting.
Yeah, that feels a little bit old to be, just in a diaper, hanging from the ceiling, being Cupid.
At 11, on the cusp of manhood, the shame was too much to bear.
Yeah, no, that's getting a bit extreme.
Dang, Eddie, that sounds awful. That Flopbot fella had no right to do that to you.
No, indeed. I remember my last performance quite vividly. The titters and leering glances from the guests linger ever in the back of my mind. And fool that I was, I played my part still. I should have plunged mine arrows into that fool Flopbot's chest instead of shaming myself.
I think that might be a shit statement or maybe something else, but it's not one that we have. So we're gonna keep going.
I swore that night to never be a puppet again. I stole away and gave myself to the mercy of Poseidon.
Oh, you jumped into the ocean.
And he swallowed up my hated swaddling clothes and wings. In desperation, I signed on with a mercantile shipping agency. I thought perhaps that my body would bend more than my soul. But oh, did I toil! Life upon the sea is most cruel. Biting winds did carve my visage. Low words hardened my heart, and heavy weights left me bent.
I mean, yeah, that's what working on ships like. It ain't easy.
By the time I had fulfilled my bargain with the Lord of the Sea, I had become an older man. My efforts etched into every crease on my face.
And then you became a famous actor?
Dang, sounds intense. How long were you at this job?
Please, the fact that you're asking this means that the answer is gonna be 6 weeks.
An age, a life, 6 months.
All right, 6 months was actually my first guess, but 6 weeks sounded funnier.
Body. I am convinced this gauntlet was prepared for me alone, for ne'er in history has one so blessed by grace been subjected to such toil.
Eddie, I gotta stop you there. It's gonna be a lot easier to accept your truth when you realize you ain't alone in your suffering. Hell, there ain't nothing more human than suffering. And historically, kids ain't had it so good.
But none suffered as I suffered. A boy such as I was not meant for such misery.
Looks to all the kids who died before the age of 10. Looks at all the other kids who died before the age of 5. Yeah.
Compadre, I had my first kill and no home at 12 years old. My brother had a stutter his whole life on account of the regular beatings my stepdaddy gave him. Maybe your suffering felt like the only suffering in the world, but it wasn't. And it'll hurt less when you realize you weren't alone. But keep telling me your story. I already know there ain't nobody like you in the world, so don't worry on that account.
Now then, at last, we close the circle, as nature ever demands. I return to London, and into the graces of my dear Uncle Moses and his comely mistress, Charlotte. 'Twas she who filled my dramaturgical quiver with dire arrows, fletched by the bard himself. And when my deft fingers plucked the bow of humanity, at last I was free.
Okay, I'm sorry to keep asking this of people. Can you speak just a little bit more simply? Like, I kind of understand what you're saying, I think.
Huh?
Thank you, Sam. You summed it up quite succinctly.
I cannot speak more plainly. The good woman taught me the works of Shakespeare, and armed with this knowledge, I conquered the stage and saved myself
Okay.
from toil.
That makes more sense. Thank you.
Oh, well, right.
And so, you see, the die was cast from the moment I was born. The stage was made for me, and it was my skill upon it that saved me from the streets and saved me once again from a life at sea.
Eddie, my man, I got some good news and bad news for you. The truth of the matter is, fate doesn't give a stable full of horseshit about you.
Which is both good and bad.
Ain't none of us are that special. The world ain't waiting for us to show up. It's just gonna keep turning.
Perhaps you are right, my dear boy. You are correct. My success was not because of the fates, but in spite of them.
Not even that. It's your success was just because you worked for it. The end.
The fates said, Edmund, you are a child of the slums. But I shamed the immortal hags in my own manner. The stage roused my spirit. Thus I knew my destiny lay upon it.
You got it, amigo. You wanted the stage to be your ticket out of the bad days. Maybe that's why you were so successful. Your intrinsic motivation made you keep pushing to be better.
'Tis so. 'Tis so. The threat of the rookeries loomed ever upon my overladen spirit. Acting presented itself as a way to keep myself out of them.
I can see why acting means so much to you, Eddie.
I wish I could go back, because I keep accidentally clicking and missing a line.
Got me out of my bad days.
Thank you. Then you understand how my alienation from the theater does pain me so. And yet, the cure is as deadly as the illness.
Oh, here's an idea. Become a voice actor. That way no one can know, that way no one will know that you're actually hundreds of years old.
These damnable critics! Not a single lifetime among them, and they deign to challenge my interpretation of the written word. They simply cannot relate to my singular experience. I will bear my soul upon that stage, and they will all sneer and malign it on their internet profiles.
You're so certain the damn critics are all the same, but I think that ain't being honest with yourself.
He's heading toward... I was thinking about Calculon earlier, because he was blessed with this unholy acting talent!
Not all critics are bad. It takes work to be good at something, so of course the decent critics are gonna be rarer.
What you say rings true. Indeed, although past critics were flabbergasted at my portrayal of King Lear, not all were. And modern perspectives have affirmed that my interpretation was nothing short of brilliant.
Why does it keep autocorrecting he to hello? Not a damn clue. I think I knew what you meant though, so it's fine.
Yeah, you get it. I took a look at your Wikipedia entry last night, Eddie. Maybe you've had a few bad critics here and there, but history says you're a legend, and your work speaks for itself. Hell, you were around before film was ever a thing, and people still remember you.
Ah, your words warm me, as an ersatz son for the one we have forsaken. With thy help shall I gird my soul mayhap, and grace the stage once more.
Well, let's talk about that then. What's the biggest thing stopping you from getting back up on that stage right now?
That it all simply might not be worth it. Why should I bear my damned soul when the audience hath not the sight to see it?
Well, maybe you can just show it to him.
Maybe I can ask you a question then. What if there were no audience?
No audience? Do you know what a stage is, sir? It is a platform where life in brief may be portrayed. It is a platform because it is separate from the audience. Without such, the stage ceases to be a stage.
As in, if a tree falls in the woods and no one's around to hear it, does it make a sound?
Simply but elegantly put, my dear boy. Without the audience, the stage loses all meaning, like a monarch without a kingdom.
Just a minute there, partner. You're saying
So in other words,
the
you're not
stage is
doing it
nothing
for
without
yourself.
audience. But I gotta ask you, where does the acting come from?
Ah, but from simple tongues, the purest of queries, narrow in breadth, but as deep as the sea. The source of acting is everything, my boy. The beating of every heart, the cry of every child, the fluttering of a butterfly's wing.
That thing that can create hurricanes.
The roots of acting are intertwined with those of life itself.
So does acting come from the audience or from everything?
My dear boy, You prove yet again, as the bard oft did, that 'tis the fool who sees the truth as it is. I bow to your simple wisdom.
You're welcome, I think? Am I being insulted or complimented?
Thanks, I guess. Let's figure out how we can bring it back to acting. Forget the audience. I know we can't see in mirrors and all, but what do you think of filming yourself?
Brilliant notion. Yes, I shall become my own audience. I shall bring myself to rapture. Forsooth, if I cannot pleasure myself, whom can I pleasure?
Phrasing! Phrasing! Edmund, Eddie, buddy, pal, friend. Phrasing! I mean, you've got the right idea. Do things for you. Like, that's the wonderful place to start. Like, look at this. I have people watching me, but, like, I'd still be doing this. I'd still be saying this. I'd still be at least thinking the same fucking dumb bullshit to myself. Even if no one was here to watch it, because it makes me laugh and it's funny. I'm enjoying myself. The fact that other people enjoy it just makes it all the better. But don't, for the love of God, do not say it like this.
We're still talking about acting, right?
Thank you, Sam.
Oh, my dear boy. The pleasures of the flesh are secondary to one who knows character above all else. Indeed, we speak of the noble art.
Okay.
I shall do as you suggest. If there is one on this lonely orb that can inspire an artist such as I, it is myself.
But regardless, this is kind of what I was saying earlier. If he just becomes a YouTuber or a TikTok star, like, he's doing it for him, and if other people happen to see it and enjoy it, hell yeah, good job. Cool, good shit. But that's not the reason you do it. You don't do it to be recognized. You do it because you enjoy it, and anything that happens afterwards is icing on the cake.
I ain't sure I put it exactly that way, but I think you're touching on the thing we've been talking about. The motivation's got to come from you, amigo.
There it is.
We are of one mind, dear boy. Perhaps I left my muse in the mortal realm, but I shall find him once more. Not only for myself, but also for my public.
I'm so curious. I'm so interested to see what he comes back with next month. If he comes back and show us his TikTok, he can collab with the streamer. I was thinking that she can show him some tips. Yeah, she's 1,600 years older than him. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yea, the masses flock to my Wikipedia page as moths to a flame, each a silent plea for the return of the one true artisan of the stage.
Okay, hold on. Nope, wrong way.
Edmund sees his individual qualities as spurring others into action.
Yea, the
Nope, not that one.
Edmund sees his...
Yea, the masses flock to my...
Now hold your horses there, fella. You're reading a little too much into the whole Wikipedia thing. There's 1.5 million reasons why people might be looking you up. I mean, I hear tell the biggest Wikipedia page out there is the one for that coronavirus that got all them mortals all worked up. And I'm pretty sure they don't want that coming back.
Too real, Sam. That's too fucking real.
And thus dost thou scuttle a burgeoning friendship with the cannons of enmity. Why must you challenge me so?
That's my job, compadre. Ain't we had some good breakthroughs today? We couldn't have gotten there if I'd been busy agreeing with everything you said.
Oh, very well. But I still say you are most vexatious.
I've been called worse. I think we got some homework for you, though, right? You're gonna film yourself and do some acting for its own sake. We'll check back in a few weeks. But Eddie, I think you're doing great. We made a lot of progress today.
Naturally. The human condition is my oeuvre. Nevertheless, you have been a competent guide. You have reminded me of what is most important in unlife. Me. I should like to give you a gift.
On the one hand, when he says it, like, on the one hand, that's a good thing, I guess. But when he says it like that, it sounds like he's just going back to the narcissist stuff.
Oh, come on. You don't need to do nothing like that.
Nonsense. It is meaningless to me, but it is beyond price for you. It is my headshot, signed with my autograph.
I'll cherish it forever.
Thanks, Eddie.
Cherish it always. If you help me to find my muse, then it is a gift even more precious. And I will find it ere we next meet. Of that, I promise you.
Well, I wish you good luck.
Well, let's not put the pressure on, amigo. Just enjoy some acting. That's all I'm asking for. I'll see you in a few weeks.
Do it
then,
because
okay?
you enjoy it.
Verily, so it shall be. Godspeed then, boy. Thou shalt witness me new and on. Farewell.
You're gonna go on anonymous? I mean, that works too. I mean, yeah, 'cause, you know, then people really won't know it's you, and you can just kind of be a brand new person.
A job well done, Samuel. I was particularly impressed at the way you challenged Edmund on what acting means to him.
Yeah, he's a weird fella, but I think he's gonna do okay.
It can be hard for our kind to retain our intrinsic motivation. Something must keep him going. I do hope that he will find
Intrinsic
his.
motivation is a hell of a bitch to find, but very important.
But you, Samuel, must rest. The work you have done in these past 2 months deserves to be celebrated, so do not linger here in this dusty room. Perhaps you can even be encouraged to dance.
I think I'm gonna need a lot more therapy myself to get to that point.
Very well, Samuel. Then let us at least make sure you get well nourished. Find a friendly neck downstairs, my friend. You deserve it. And rest in peace.
And that, now with the curtain closed, is where we're gonna call it. Thank you all for joining me for some more of this.
Well, they say don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys, but maybe don't let them be actors either.
I'm just gonna go ahead and save right here. And I'm gonna say thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you all are enjoying this. I think it's fun. I think we're having a good time. Next stream, I know at the very least we're gonna be back on Thursday for Ace Attorney. If I desperately feel like I need to, maybe I'll stream on Thursday with something. I don't know what. Just for the hell of it. Are we returning back to a 4-day streaming schedule? I don't know. Only if I feel like it. Only if I'm not tired. I haven't decided yet. But until then, let me check something real fast. I think I know what I would do as well, but we're good. All right, yeah, I'm just gonna say thank you all so much for joining me. Hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. Get some food, get some water. I'm a bit hungry. Am I a bit hungry? A little bit. Maybe I'll start preparing it. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But that's all the time I've got today. You all have yourself a great rest of your day. I already said that. Maybe I'm tired. Maybe I'll go lay down. Maybe a nap sounds good. Take a nap. Enjoy the sunshine. Do your laundry, which is a thing that I just remembered I need to do. And I'll see you all later. Bye, y'all.